back to the Esports Arena inside the Luxor Hotel and Casino. Players are getting ready. We're getting ready up here. I'm excited for this one. My name is Troy Welling. Joined alongside me is Michael. Going to be going into this Monday Mash tournament. Very excited. How are you feeling today?
Oh, I am ready to get this on the road. We've got some great competitors here in the house today. We've got some excellent games, an incredible format, and my gosh, do I need to say anything about the facilities, Troy?
Right, absolutely. It's such a beautiful arena to be playing in, and having the opportunity to play on stage as well is a really cool experience to have, especially if you're not used to having that kind of, I wouldn't say pressure on you, but if you're not used to having that kind of like setup and putting yourself in this situation and having that kind of specs and everything, it's totally different than playing at home, and I know a lot of these guys are super excited for that too.
Oh, well, we're here on LAN. We've got 4 games coming up on this tournament, as I understand it. We've got our first game on Air Angle, our second on Miramar, our third on Air Angle again, and then a Sandhawk to wrap it up.
I'm just this Sandhawk. I'm so excited to see that one. Obviously, it's the smallest map, so it's a lot of fun to see. But we're going to be looking at an overview of the tournament right now. So this is the map rotation we were just talking about. Goes from Erangel to Miramar, back to Erangel, and then Sandhawk. No red zones, thankfully. Players don't have to worry about that. Spawn rates are going to be a little increased for these players. So 2 times on assault rifles and 1.5 times on sights and scopes. Care packages are still things, so they're just going to have the regular spawn rates going to be at that one time. So we're going to be seeing that a lot of the time in our previous Monday matches are going to be the focal point of the ending circles. A lot of the times players are going to be not really going for the crates, but more like camping it out and trying to see if they can bait other players into it. So it's going to be a huge part of the games.
Absolutely. With the advantage that the crate weapons and gear gives you, that's a great opportunity to find contact. We've got a shorter group of contenders and a shorter field, even though we're playing on these full maps. So finding ways for these contenders to run into contact and get that combat going is going to be all important. And care packages, always a big part of that.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the rounds of the tournament scoring. So we do have the 4 rounds we just talked about. The most points wins, and they will be accumulated throughout every single round. Their total will be at the end of all 4. These are the placement points. So first for 300, 251 for second, 212 for third, and then so on. So you obviously get a lot less for placing lower, but getting that top 3 spot is going to secure you a very nice spot. And then points per kill is going to differ as well. They'll have a little modifier for each placement as well. So if you get first through third, you get 25. You get fourth through seventh, you get 22. 8th through 10th, you get 20. So just a few points here and there, you're ending up missing out on for getting these kind of kills. But you also don't get too punished for dying early if you have a lot of kills. So you still get a decent placement and a nice score with those.
Absolutely. And the big important part is to make sure that you have a good balance of the two. Your kills, points per kills go up depending on your placement within the series. So if you're getting first place, you're going to be getting more for your each kill than you will if you're getting 10th place. And that's going to make a big difference as well. So kills aren't everything. Placement isn't everything. That balance between the two is what's going to put somebody over the top today.
Yeah, and I think that's what I like so much about our tournament formats in general. Same thing with our Fortnite tournaments is that it values kills a lot, but it also values placement a lot as well. So it doesn't punish you for playing really passively or playing really aggressively. You can have either kind of style and choose which kind of works for you, and then you can go completely off of that, and it ends up benefiting the players a lot more. And a lot of players like this kind of tournament format more because a lot of like huge tournaments we've seen for like something like Summer Skirmish for the Fortnite, which is huge. A lot of pro players play. They they don't really care about kills as much. It's a super huge placement kind of tournament, and you see about 30, 40 players in a couple of the last zones. And that's ridiculous to have going into your last because all of them are playing for like $100,000. None of them are going to play aggressively, but if you have a tournament style like this, they can play aggressively and still not be punished for dying too early on if they have a decent amount of kills.
Just remember that a second place with 3 kills will get you more points than a first place with 1.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So you don't really have to try and get chicken dinners. Obviously, 300 points is an insane amount, and you will guarantee yourself probably a top 5 if you get at least 1 win in one of the 4 maps, I'm assuming. That's if you play like decently well in the other 3 maps. So that's another thing is that you can totally bomb one of these maps, win the next one, do pretty well in the next 2, and you can still have a chance at getting first place. So even if you have one really bad map, if that's Miramar for a lot of these guys, it's a huge map. A lot of these guys don't really like playing it too much. If they totally bomb that one, they end up going down in 15th or 16th, and they do like first or second in the next Erangel map, then they'll be in a solid spot, and they don't really have to worry about their placement as much.
It's only going to take one game to change everything, and we are not wasting any time before getting launched into our first match here on Air Angle. What are you looking to see this game?
I'm
First
excited.
game out.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of these players we've seen before. We have the likes of Korea Lol coming back. I'm going to be talking about him throughout the tournament a lot. He has some interesting strategy that is fun to point out. We have the likes of Young Lion coming back, Global Blast. A lot of these guys we've seen before. AG Photo coming in from last week, placing really well. Obviously, had an 8-kill out of 13-player game. Ooh. So he just completely did insane, and that was on Miramar. So seeing if he's able to repeat that again. Obviously, crate weapons we were talking about. Going to be huge. He had an M24 using that throughout, so crate weapons are a huge thing, and that's how you get most of your kills. We see a lot of people bait crate the entire time. They could totally get the crate and then still make it look like there's items there, just wait it out, and a lot of people end up just going towards it, kind of baiting them in, and that'll be huge going in for these players. But we're going into the first map. This will be a wrangle. This is the first round of Monday Mash, so I'm excited. I know these guys are going to be excited as well. You're going to be seeing the circle right away, so we were talking about it a little bit earlier. The spawn rates are going to be a little bit increased, but the map timer is going to be going right into it. So there's no 3-minute delay for when you land and to when the map starts closing. You'll immediately see where the circle is, and you'll immediately be able to play off of that as well. So interesting zone to see. You're going to see a lot of water in this zone.
Yes.
So going to be interested to see exactly where these players are. You've seen some dropping already. Going to be seeing one player in Yasnai, and players are kind of spreading out here and there. So maybe seeing a lot of small southern drops. Could even see some people dropping military at the end of this zone. Maybe see any battles there. But you're seeing a lot of the player base is spreading out here.
Absolutely, and with the zone all the way up already, you're going to also have everybody kind of getting that first positioning, not having to worry about relocating so quickly. There's not going to be any Georgia Bowl drops needing to run over to Milta Peninsula. This is going to give everybody the opportunity to maximize the first 5 minutes of the game and get that loot and already be in that play zone.
Yeah, and you saw just a couple things I wanted to point out. Young Lion was at the complete north side of the zone at the shooting range, while Korea Lol was the only other player to go to the military base. So Korea Lol is going to be insanely looted, getting the entire military base to himself. Going to be able to find a car pretty easily there as well. You're seeing some players here in school and apartment area, always some of the most popular spots on the Wrangle map, of course. Going to be seeing a couple of them in the school area now. So we're going to be seeing a battle maybe early on between these two. That's going to be Max D and Galactic Oracle. So going to be seeing those guys maybe going into a match.
Number 1 and number 2 players, both in the hot spot.
Yeah. And you're seeing Korea Lol here on your screen. He's going to be obviously at a pretty solid inventory-wise. AKM and an SLR, both 7.62 weapons. AK got a little bit hit by a nerf recently, so it's not as good. I've seen him make that hero jump. He does make that, so won't take any falling damage for that, but he is going to be at a solid spot, especially getting all of this military loot to himself.
Yeah, without being contested over here, it's like a kid in a candy store. You can pick whatever you're looking for. Milta is always going to be popular right here. We see Z-Chach heading over there using the vehicle, all the while Koala Oscar is still dropping. Kawhi Oscar getting that last-minute landing.
Yeah, that could be really dangerous for him as well. If that player in the car decided to just loot up a couple spots and immediately just waited for him to keep landing. But this is something I want to point out as well. Gavido is still flying. This is how he played every single match last week as well. He flew for the entire first 3 minutes going for his drops, and he would drop somewhere completely in zone, but like far away from everyone else. So he's obviously still going to be flying, and you're going to be seeing him go into Lipovka at the right side.
Not a bad strategy right here. That extra flight time is bringing him all the way to the eastern edge of the board where he has a natural land border. He's got the ocean off to his side, so nobody coming at him there. He's only got to worry about a couple of directions. It's a very isolated looting spot that should put him in a decent position, especially as the circles go from here.
I was going to say, yeah, he's pretty much setting himself up for future circles at that point. It's being so far on the eastern side of it. You're going to see a lot of these circles end up closing up around him. You talked about it. The ocean's going to be to his east side, so he doesn't have to worry about those players there. He's going to be by himself, so he gets that entire city loot to himself. He also has a few areas around there he can end up going to, just small areas to try and find loot as well. You're going to be seeing Young Lion wandering around Severny, trying to find some decent loot up there as well. He's obviously going to have to try and find a car here shortly. See, the zone is going to be closing in a minute and 20 seconds, so he's going to be looting around a little bit more. Probably already has a car in his near vicinity and just going to start driving from there. Same thing with Korea Lol. Obviously, he's a little bit southern of the map, so he's going to be looking around there. Seeing Mr. Aesthetics going into the military tunnels. Going to be another solid spot to try and find loot. going to be some decent inventory down there. And see,
he does have company down here in shelter, though, so we'll see.
And he immediately starts taking action. He's going to be trying to find him, and he ends up getting shot by K-Blast. So K-Blast had the advantage on that one. He had the Vector with the extended mag, so he just absolutely lasers him.
It seems that K-Blast caught him sleeping right there.
Exactly, yeah. And you kind of don't really expect to find someone, and you have 15 other players. You're not really going to expect someone to be down at shelter. You're going to be expecting them to be in some of these more popular places like Lipovka, like Milta Power, like the military base, the regular Milta. So going to be seeing these players are still going into it. Everyone in school is still alive in the apartment area, so haven't seen any of them take battles quite yet. Got to be interested to see how that's going to pan out for a lot of these guys. Obviously getting a decent amount of loot right now.
BJam and Galactic Oracle both over in the apartments right now. I think Galactic Oracle started out over at the school proper and has moved over here. BJam was not necessarily there with him. I do at the school, so I'm not sure what happened at school with Oracle at this point, but moving on to the next location. Still very solidly placed inside the circle, not very far to move at all whatsoever until next circle. So we'll see if these guys run into each other or if this is just going to play itself out for a while.
Yeah, at that point, but you see him, he's lining up. He heard the footsteps, so that's be BJam killing over Oracle on this one. So Oracle, we did see that get that kill earlier in the school, so we missed out on that one, but he ended up getting at least one kill and dropping out. So he's going to still have some points from that and still be in a decent spot, but you're seeing BJam in a really solid spot, having all that loot as well. He's going to be picking all that up. DP28 and the barrel going out for him.
That barrel is a really great addition to the game. I cannot wait to get my hands on one soon enough as well. It's really shredding enemies, and most definitely that was a situation where the audio made all the difference.
Yeah, and we talk about audio like here and there. It's not really something that's pointed out by a lot of people, but if you have really nice audio or you have good headphones or whatever it might be, or just ears in general, and you can hear these players coming in from a decent amount away, you're obviously going to be in a really solid spot because you have the advantage already. You can hear them coming in. If they might not hear you right away, you're kind of just sitting there hanging out. You're going to be in a decent spot. You're going to already know where they're coming in. You're going to hear them opening doors. You're going to hear them trying to maneuver their way around. So you're putting yourself in a better spot, knowing exactly where they're going to be coming in, so you can pre-fire that or take a nice spot to where they start pushing you. You're seeing the first crate coming in.
Barley over here in Yasnaya has Global Blast right there next to him. They're both going to have to move the same direction, so look to them to get into contact soon. In the meantime, the small Milta power plant seems to be the home of the action. We've got two vehicles over here with J-Man Idol making a move on Z-Chatch.
And that's going to be a good sign for him to see a parked car like that. He's obviously going to know someone's here and hanging around, so he's not going to go into this blind fire, and J-Man Idol's going to know someone is going to be here. And ZC Hatch is going to have to try and figure out if someone else is going to be lurking around. He's going to be taking the smart route here. I really enjoyed this. He's going to be trying to lure his way around the edge of the wall. J-Man Idol obviously trying to look around and see exactly where these players might be at around him. He's going to be jumping on the edge. He's going to end up seeing that player as well, so they're going to take some battles here. ZC Hatch going down to a low amount of health. J-Man Idol taking some pop shots here and there. He's going to end up taking that one down.
ZC Hatch ran out of ammo, went for cover, but didn't have the chance. J-Man Idol with some great shots right there.
Yeah, it didn't take too much damage there as well, so he's going to be in a pretty decent spot. You're seeing a couple of these players get that first crate, but you've seen AG Photo taking some quick shots over here at J-Man Idol, so he's going to be in a pretty decent spot here. Has a nice scope on his barrel, so he's going to be trying to scope that one out as well. He obviously saw those players battling that one out and saw the fight occur. But you're going to see the first crate on your screen is no one really contesting it, so BJam might be the only one that's going for that.
BJam and Freakers pretty much equidistant to that crate.
Yep, and you're going to be seeing Korea Idol on your screen. Obviously had the entire military base to himself. He's going to be in a super insane spot loot-wise. A lot of these players won't have the military loot he was able to get, but it seems like he is just kind of shooting some shots in general. Not sure if he's found another player, if he's just unloading a clip to unload it, but you see him. He has an M24 in his inventory, so he obviously is in a solid spot moving forward.
He really went for that high concentration of loot, and he got it unchallenged in that C block of barracks. It's just a question of how quickly he's going to be able to get himself into the zone, because he did take the risk and drop outside of it.
Yeah, he's going to have a decent amount of ways to go. Obviously, the blue zone is already closing in, and he is in a dangerous spot here. It doesn't look like he has a car right around him directly, so he's going to have to run himself into the zone. Obviously, the first zone won't be hitting him for too much, and he's not too far out of the zone, so he's not going to be too worried about that one. But having that insane amount of loot to go out of and by yourself, it's going to be insane to put him at an advantage the rest of the game.
Korea Lal is known for some vehicular shenanigans, as I understand it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when he finally does lay his hands on the steering wheel somewhere.
Yeah, he puts on a show. Whenever he gets in a car, you will see him honking around and just driving through insanely populated cities and just maneuvering his way through that. So if he ends up finding a car, it'll be a show for everyone. He got into the top 3 a few times last week, and with a car just kind of running around. He is one of those players that he has very nice aim and plays very quickly, but it could be to his advantage in some cases, but also to a disadvantage as well, because a lot of players will be playing very passively, hiding behind the trees and be able to shoot him up very quickly.
Well, with our format, absolutely it's important to get those kills. So attracting some attention to yourself and getting those getting the confrontational players to actually take some shots at you and initiating that contact is never a bad idea.
Right, you're seeing the second circle coming in here. He's still going to be taking some damage. Obviously, he's not going to be taking too much. That's why he popped the energy drink as well. Getting a little bit movement bonus there, and going to be running without a gun. That'll also give you a little small movement bonus as well. But you're seeing the next circle here. We were just talking about how Gabido's strategy is going to be working out pretty well for him, and you see that next zone is circling right around where Lipovka is. So he's going to be in a solid spot there. You're seeing Milta being one of the main cities there as well. AG photo on your screen, just finding some loot around himself. He knows J-Man Idols and Milta Power as well, so I'm going to be seeing a battle between those two.
He had been taking some shots at him with the barrel and the 3X. We also got to take a look. We've got 4 players that are outside of the zone as well, moving in. But right now, J-Man Idols still holding down the small power plant. That thing's got to be fully looted by this point. Whether or not he feels that he's got the ability to move and relocate at this point, we don't know. But here's Lobo Blast and Gnarls Barkley both making their way into the northern edge of the circle outside of Yasnaya. I believe Gnarls Barkley found himself a vehicle to get in there at that point. BJam getting in as quickly as he can. Freaker still has a way to go, and Korea Lull as well. Notice how itchy is Vegeta is sitting at the north end of the bridge, almost waiting for Korea Lull to get up there.
That's really dangerous for Korea Lull. He's still trying to find a car in his near vicinity. It doesn't seem like he's going to be able to find one too soon. Doesn't seem like he's too worried about the zone at this point either. He's really got to get going. I think he has a solid loot. I don't think he needs to keep looking for anything else, but he's going to be trying to find a car. He's going to walk right past one.
Here it is.
And I don't know if he knows that's there. He probably does, considering he's still looting these small houses around here. But, yeah, you're talking about the player on the bridge. Itchy is going to be in a solid spot to try and take down Korea Lull. He knows probably there's at least one person in the military base, so he's going to be trying to find that one.
New care package drop right now, falling right on K-Blast's head next to
right in the
prison.
middle. That'll be a very – I wonder if it's going to be a very contested zone. Obviously, it's going to be right in the direct middle
I
of that.
believe it would be. That hillside above, just south of the prison, north of the lumberyard, is always packed with people. It's got great land defilade. It's got great scenery, great rock formations. It's a really good place to hide out, bide your time, and take your contacts.
Yeah, and if you're in a position like K-Blast, you're obviously going to be in a pretty solid spot. But this is another airdrop coming in right on the edge of Lipovka, even ensuring Gabido an even better spot to be in. So you see his strategy is working out insanely well from him to get this solid loot advantage, get himself into a nice spot in the zone, and now you're seeing an airdrop.
Now, is this a flare care package that he sent up for?
I don't actually know. He might have.
Do we have flares in the game right now? Because this is the triple.
Yeah, I think this might be a called-in care package from him, so he's going to be getting that one. You're seeing a player
here's
coming
Lobo
in,
Blast coming in to get a piece of it.
Yeah, so this will be highly contested. He's obviously going to see that dropping in on his map. You're seeing Gabido going to be trying to play this one out. Going to be playing it very cautiously. Of course, he doesn't want to play this one too aggressively and trying to go for it right away.
He obviously heard Lobo Blast's vehicle because he's moving that direction, basically hunkering down, waiting for the contact to come his way. He's got a good view on the care package from where he is, so Lobo Blast better be careful at how he moves into this.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing that these players might be coming into a battle here shortly. Seeing Lobo Blast looking around him, making sure he's passively playing this one through, making sure he checks every single angle and every corner. He's going to be seeing that some of these players are open, but you're going to be seeing, I think, Gabido might have seen him on his screen. It doesn't seem like he did, so Lobo Blast still going to be looking around, still being seeing the houses. He's going to see the door open, so he's going to know someone's around here. So he's going to be trying to look for this player, see exactly where he might be. Gabido doing the same thing. It doesn't seem like he ends up seeing him.
Oh, no.
And he's going to be taking some shots
Lobo
from Lobo Blast.
With the first contact.
But he's also taking some shots.
Coming out with the nade, and no Kobe that time.
And Carrillo ends up driving over Itchy on the bridge. So we were just talking about how Itchy was on the bridge and had a decent advantage, but he just ends up running him over, and Carrillo just putting that strategy to his back. But you're also seeing Gabido here taking some quick shots on Lobo Blast. Obviously dropped him down pretty low there. Going to be taking that one down. He's also going to have that care package to himself at this point. So getting that kill and that extra care package is going to be huge.
Well, Gabido's strategy of biding his time and not running straight out at the care package once he heard that vehicle come in finally pays off. It's a beautiful care package with a Mark 14 and an AUG, a 4X scope, level 3 vest, and all sorts of ammo in there. But either way, he's going to have to grab it and run back into that play zone rather quick because we're approaching our 4th circle, and that 4th circle is going to hit like a dacha.
Yeah, it's going to start really affecting these players, so you're going to see them have to start avoiding that as soon as they can. You're seeing already a pretty decent loadout for Gabido at this point. SKS pretty nice. Mark 14, pretty much a much better version of it at that point, but you're going to see he sees the car.
He hasn't even gone for it yet.
Yeah, I think, he obviously sees another player hits a shot at him. Yeah, that was a really smart play for him not to go right for the care package, just seeing if anyone else was scoping it out. He's going to get that kill, and now he's going to be able to freely get that care package as well, pushing that player back with that shot. He's going to be able to run towards that one. Going to be scoping it out to make sure a little bit so he doesn't get in a bad spot, but that zone's going to be moving in 20 seconds, so he's got to get this and start going. He obviously saw the car, so he's going to
could not see who that player was up on the hillside camping that package, but let me tell you, that didn't work out so well for him right off the bat. Yeah, Gabido is running out of time, and now he's under fire.
He only has 5 seconds, and he has to get himself healed up and running away from the zone as well. So he's going to be pretty frustrated about that one. You can see the frustrations coming out from him. Didn't get any of the guns or ammo in that in that loot. He's just going to be getting the helmet and the vest from that one.
And that level 3 helmet is already torn to shreds. But Bonegem and Freakers are having it out right here. And Freakers takes the hefty headshot with the Car 98. Those are not easy to do, especially at that range.
Yeah, nicely done from Freakers to end up capping that one out. You're seeing Young Lion, unfortunately, getting shot down from Gnarls Barkley in his car, so that will be the end for Young Lion as well. We have 8 players remaining going into phase 3 of the next blue zone. And just some nice shots coming in from Gnarls Barkley.
Gnarls Barkley running right through the wide open right now. Not the best positioning for him. He's got K-Blast off to his west and Freakers down to his south. Gabido is making it into the zone. His heels held up. He made it without grabbing the weapons out of that care package, unfortunately. So he's going to have to work with what he was working with before.
It's not the care package didn't have anything insane in it, so it's not like he's missing anything out. But you're seeing K-Blast on your screen. Going to be hearing the motorcycle coming by. He's going to be trying to take some shots on this player. Not exactly hitting anything just yet, but the Vector is kind of hard to control.
That Vector not so great at medium to long ranges.
Yeah, probably would have suggested using the SLR in this case since he did already have that in his inventory. But you're seeing the next zone even shrinking more. So 8 more players remaining. Going to be K-Blast on your screen, trying to get himself into a decent spot. Has double silence guns, so he's in a pretty decent spot going in from there. Going to be seeing if K-Blast is going to get anything action on his screen. Doesn't look like there's any players around him too much. Going to be seeing, obviously, Gabido ran right past him with that vehicle. He's going to be scoping out. He doesn't see a player. He's going to be taking some shots, missing everything so far, but he's going to see trying to land anything else. Obviously, with the silence gun, he's going to see not any action coming back towards him, but it sounds like the other player does see him, so he's going to be trying to take some shots there as well. Going to be seeing some action, and you're going to see him take down Freakers.
Goes down.
Freakers ends up killing Gnarls Barkley with a Car 98, so that was a different fight. That wasn't even these two. So these two are still battling it out. Freakers with another nice Car 98 shot onto Gnarls Barkley, taking him down.
Freakers is doing work with that Car 98. The SLR not so easy to manage at a medium to long range. Even with this 4X, it's bouncing all over the place with that recoil. Something that you really got to adjust to when using the SLR over, say, an SKS or a Car 9 or a bolt action even.
Yeah, the SKS obviously has some pretty gnarly recoil, as well. So both of them, the 7.62 semi-auto guns are going to be, or the marksman rifle guns are going to be a lot harder to control than your average ARs and the SMGs, obviously. So
And we do have double drop rate on ARs as well.
yeah, so these players are obviously going to be in a better spot loot-wise because they'll have double the chance of finding airs around. You're going to see that next drop going to be right in the middle of shelter and prison as well. So these players might be fighting around that. You're going to be seeing a drop on the edge of the map as well. Might not see any players go towards that, but Oscar is the closest one to that.
Also notice that Freakers and AG Photo are the only two players that are actually directly inside the new play zone at this point. Both Gabado and Carrillo, K-Blast, and Kawhi Oscar have to move into the circle from the outside position. Thankfully, they're all spaced out pretty evenly, so I'm thinking we're not going to get more than one or two more contacts before the next circle brings everybody back together. New care package dropping right next to Kawhi Oscar. Looks like he's got a little bit of interest in it since he's already outside the circle. We'll see if he actually goes for it or if he thinks twice.
Ooh, and an AWM inside of this one with a suppressor as well for it. So that is a ridiculously good crate to get at the end of this. And obviously, Mike are going to be taking some damage when that storm does end up going, but he still has about 2 minutes for that to start shrinking again. So this is a free care package for him right now. Going to be uncontested as well. AWM is absolutely insane to get, especially suppressed. Going to be putting him in an insanely solid spot moving forward. Going to be seeing K-Blast on your screen going towards the middle of the zone, making sure he has a solid advantage going throughout this one as well.
K-Blast has another care package sitting up in front of him. Now, this one has been sitting here for quite some time. It's been a couple of play zones that nobody's come up to it. You've got your Groza, a beautiful thing, a DMR suppressor, and he's running with that SLR.
Yeah.
So that fits on there, although I do believe it's suppressed already.
Yeah, he already has that suppressed SR. Going to be trying to lurk this one out, making sure he doesn't want to go for it right away. Going to be playing this one a lot more carefully, which is a lot smarter of a thing to do, especially in a format like this. You know, a lot of these players previously have already been lurking around care packages and trying to get free kills off that one.
Now, this looks dangerous with Freakers right next door, but Freakers does not have a vantage point on this care package from that sniper tower. If you look at it, you're looking at concrete walls, both of them overlooking this package. So K-Blast has more time than he thinks. He's taken that Groza. Definitely a good pickup.
Yeah, Groza is one of the best guns in the game, in a lot of people's opinions, considering how easily it is and how good the fire rate is as well and the damage it has. It's going to be very solid for him to pick up. Going to be moving forward with that one. Seen AG Photo on your screen as well. It looks like he's trying to run away from.
Now, he needs to watch himself as well, because here's Kawhi Oscar right behind him with that that suppressed coming in behind him.
And this is a pretty open last circle as well, so that really could come into an insane effect here, even finding players behind trees and stuff like that. You're going to be seeing Oscar on your screen slowly lurking around and trying to make sure he's in the zone. Going to be right on the edge here, so he doesn't have too much to worry about that. Going to be having a silent scar as well, so he's in a nice spot. Going to have a red dot on. I do like having a red dot on here. It's going to be better for close range fights. If he does find anyone in his close vicinity, going to be able to control that a little bit easier. Not zooming in all the way with a 4 times or of that sort. Going to be seeing AG Photo playing it very cautiously on the king of the hill. Going to be on the top of this hill, just right next to a tree. So he puts himself in a pretty solid advantage here as well. And you're seeing the next zone are going to be shrinking even further. K-Blast right in the middle of it.
Still in the middle of it. Here's Gabado. He's got to play the outside of the zone. And what I'm thinking is, by his movements the last few, he seems to be rotating that circle edge and playing that play zone as hard as he can. Everybody else seems to be playing the outside of the new play zone, whereas he's just moving along with that blue wall this entire time.
And it's a pretty solid play to be doing, especially you're got to be careful of people playing the edge as well if you're going to be just riding yourself into the next zone. A lot of people love playing the edge of zones in this game, and in general Battle Royale games, it's a lot easier to try and get kills from people rotating outside of the zone coming into it. So a lot of them will play right in the edge and trying to see if they can find any kills that way. You're seeing Gabado spots out that care package, so he's probably going to think someone has a good weapon from that. Seen him go right into the edge of the circle here. K-Blast still going to be in a pretty solid spot. He's right in the middle of a field, just only has a bush for cover. So if he starts taking shots, he's going to be in a dangerous spot. But
Kawhi Oscar just advancing on AG Photo. Doesn't see him laying there right in front of him, moving straight at him. Still no view.
And AG Photo's going to hear these footsteps. Obviously, AG Photo's in a nice spot. He's going to be hearing these footsteps from Oscar here shortly. Oscar just jumping around trying to figure out exactly where he might be. AG Photo doing the same, looking for his surroundings. Going to be turning away from Oscar. It
AG
seems like.
Photo still does not have a visual on him, even though.
Oh, here's a footstep. He ends up seeing him, so it's going to be a battle here shortly. AG Photo still not advancing from his position. Going to be still laying down, not taking the shot quite yet. So interested. He just lets him run away from that one. That's interesting.
Avoiding the contact, playing the zone. Interesting is right.
Yeah, and he's going to be still seeing him jump around on his screen. He's going to be seeing him jump right towards him. He's going to be seeing the player. He's still not taking the shots. I'm very interested to see exactly why he's not taking the shots. Because if at any point, if Oscar ends up seeing him, he's going to get an easy headshot on AG Photo. And he's still sitting there. He's looking directly at him, but he does not see him.
This is some incredible cover.
Yeah, and it looks like AG Photo's still in a very nice spot. You're seeing he finally starts to take some shots, but as soon as it doesn't seem like that was Photo, but he ends up dropping Oscar to about 10 HP. Oscar's going to be throwing a grenade.
Oscar's got an idea of where he is now.
Oh, he's going to end up throwing that grenade, seeing if it lands right in his vicinity. He's going to be right behind him, ends up dropping it down pretty low as well. He's both are going to be in a dangerous spot.
Both players are way down on health. Kawaii Oscar manages to pull his health kit out and get one off. AG Photo at a slight disadvantage now, out from cover.
And he's still pretty blended well, and Oscar's going to be dropping down again, going to have to be using that first aid kit. Going to be using the med kit instead, so that'll bring him all the way up to full health. Going to be seeing a Photo here using the first aid kit. These players in a pretty interesting battle here. Oscar's still trying to find exactly where Photo is and trying to escape this battle, I guess, at the same time. Going to be seeing him run away a little bit, and he ends up throwing a grenade and ends up hitting Photo right in the face, and that will blow him up. Nice grenade coming in from Oscar.
Couldn't get it done with the first nade, but the second one hits home.
Yep.
A great play right there by Kawaii Oscar. Now he is getting even more gear, already level 3'd out with that suppressed in great position on the short side of the circle. All that's left is Korea all down south. We've got K-Blast still hanging in the center with a new care package hitting him. Gabido is still on the far edge of the play zone, hugging that blue for all he's worth.
Yeah, and you got to start thinking about exactly what AG Photo could have done better there. Obviously, leaving that player to kind of just lurk around and give Oscar a big opportunity to get some shots back onto him. AG Photo let him just walk around for a little bit too long. I feel like AG Photo could have at one point just easily stood up and ended up taking those shots. But you're going to be seeing a Groza again with the suppressor and level 3 everything. Medkit coming out as well. Going to be an insanely good crate for the end of this game. K-Blast getting it uncontested. So K-Blast obviously doesn't need too much from it and just kind of just goes right by it.
If you take a look along the other side, Kawaii Oscar taking some shots at K-Blast with that He was keeping his eyes on that care package.
And he sees people everywhere at this point. He's going to be seeing a play right in front of him, taking a shot.
Target-rich environment. Karilal takes a heavy hit.
And he ends up taking damage from Gabido behind him, so Karilal getting pinched right there. Going to be dropping in 5th place. Gabido taking that one out. He's going to see the
Gabido with the sneaky play, but oh my. Does he see the other players around him? Because he is moving into the crowded edge of the circle right now.
Yeah, and this is where the zone gets really scary. You're going to see 4 players left, and a lot of them going to have suppressed weapons as well. And a pretty, obviously, very good loot at this point with the double AR spawning. And a lot of good crates coming out to some of these players. Going to be seeing an from a few of these guys, seeing Grozas on them as well. So they have some very solid weapons moving into this close range. Om's not going to be insanely effective in this kind of range, but you could still easily get those headshots and insta-kills at this point.
Notice Gabido getting away from the blue right now, sitting on the edge of the new play zone. You don't want to flirt too much with the blue this late in the game. If it hits you, now it hits like a Mack truck, not even a US or a Dacia.
Yeah, so this one's obviously going to be, I think it's like 7 damage a tick at this point. So if even you take a couple ticks, you're going to be dropping 20 health here and there, so it's too much to be taken. Seeing Gabido is just scoping out this tower, seeing exactly if anyone's in there. We obviously see Oscar coming down the screen.
He saw Kawaii Oscar move himself into the position there, so he is just waiting for his shot, biding his time and his opportunity. Meanwhile, Freakers and K-Blast are on the opposite ends of the circle. This would be our closest contact right now.
And you're seeing a great grenade coming in from Gabido right there. Going to be making it barely on the edge of that one. So
probably bounced off of those bars.
Yeah, if that wasn't a barred window, he would have totally had that one. You're going to be seeing Oscar trying to jump himself out of this one. He's obviously going to hear that glass break, so he's going to be trying to figure himself a way around that one. Going to be seeing Oscar still running around the edge of this tower. Going to be seeing a Gabido just lurking it out and trying to take them shots off. But
looks
the next
like
phase
K-Blast is moving in and Oscar is moving out.
Yeah, and you see Gavino just end up
Gavino right in position. Oh, and he saw him first. Gets him. Even though K-Blast was holding that Groza, it wasn't enough.
And you're seeing another fight on your screen. Oscar and Gavino taking some quick shots. Gavino up to 4 kills now.
Gavino taking out Kawhi Oscar, who was just moved out of that sniper tower. So both parties that were hanging around this sniper tower now taken out.
Yeah, now you see that level 3 helmet is dropping pretty low. So if he ends up taking a couple bullets and even one to the face, he will end up dropping his helmet. Could easily leave him exposed for that one. But
He's
still has
got a one-on-one going on here, so he's just got one more opponent to find, and then he is good to go.
Yes, he's going to be trying to find exactly where the competition is. He's obviously taking a shot right there, so he's going to be worried about where this shot came from. He's going to be, I believe, the silenced that is coming out, and he's going to be hearing some shots still around him.
Sounds more like a Car 98.
And he's taking some. He's down to about 1
SKS
HP.
now.
And he is in a very difficult spot. He obviously sees where the shots are coming from. Freaker's going to be taking another shot, and then Freaker's taking that one out.
Pulls it out. Freakers, who was hanging all the way up on the northern edge of the circle this entire time, let Gavino and the rest get into that contact on the south edge and ended up taking it by laying low until the last moment. But with 3 kills and 4 kills, our number 1 and 2 positions are very firmly placed.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking for some pretty high scores out of those top 2 positions right now.
Yeah, we were talking about how the second place with 4 kills is still going to be in a put yourself in a pretty decent spot. Obviously, he got a decent amount of points from that, losing 50 from not getting first, but still having 4 kills. Gavino going to be moving forward into Miramar next round with a pretty solid advantage going from there. Freaker's taking that first one down with 3 kills, very nicely done from him. He ended up getting a few shots on that player with the SKS, it seemed like. Ends up knocking him down to about 1 HP and saw him lay down as well. So he can take that. Oscar taking third in that one with 2 kills as well. So just really nicely done from a lot of these guys. And we saw the crates were pretty effective in those. And even the first place, Freakers, not really getting for the crates, still getting that chicken dinner. But we're going to be going into some replays of that round.
Now realize our first place, Freakers is pulling in 300 points for that first place. Gavino is going to be bringing in 251 for his second. Now, mind you, Freakers had 3 kills and Gavino had 4. Both of them in those positions worth 25 points apiece, meaning that the difference between these two is going to be coming down to 24 points.
Yeah, it's going to be insanely close from those guys. You're seeing, obviously, some replays of this round. Going to see some nice headshots.
Freakers had been on a tear with those.
Yeah, and you saw the just another nice shot coming in from Freakers there again. And you're going to be seeing this just in general. Freakers was on the fire with that Car 98. So
all 3 of Freakers' kills were some incredible ones. You saw the first 2, both Car 98 shots, and then that last minute one on Gavino.
Just insane plays coming out. You saw Gavino obviously ended up finding some players here and there. Going to be taking all that damage as well from K-Blast and ends up taking that one down and gets himself some pretty decent loot and gets himself to second place with that one. So nicely done from Gavino. And just we saw how different the strategies are from a lot of these players. Gavino, one of the only players to be in the air that long, ends up putting himself in a solid spot in Lipovka, getting an extra crate as well. Not getting the weapons from that, but still getting himself some decent level 3 helmet and level 3 vest from that. So he ends up moving from that one, and he gets himself into a nice spot from there.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be seeing the scores coming in from the first round, so we're going to be seeing exactly how everyone did. We obviously saw Freakers taking in the first one, Gavino taking the second one, second place, and Oscar taking third. So very nicely done from those guys. And
now, like I said, right there, first and second place between Freakers and Gavino, we've got a 24-point spread between first and second. Now we move on to third, and we're looking at an 89-point spread between second and third. So we've got a tight race for the top, but there's still room for everybody else to catch up the way that these points are laid out and up for grabs.
Yeah, so these are your top 10. You're seeing, like we were talking about, Freakers, Gavino, and Oscar coming in for top 3. K-Blast, Korea Lol coming in 5th, J-Man Idol 6th, Gnarls Barley 7th, AG Photo in 8th, Boner Jam in 9th, and then Young Lion coming in 10th. So a lot, very close competition, but we talk about it game after game. They could, if you see Freakers or Gavino die early in the next map, a lot of these players could easily launch themselves up into the leaderboards, and it just constantly changes every single round.
Well, I'm looking forward to the next one. Our next board is going to be a Miramar. Miramar, we're going to have a lot of empty space time in the first couple of circles, but from there, things really will get exciting. With the 2 times AR drops and the 1.5 optic drops, there should be some real good shooting going on. everybody here so far seems to have a partiality towards sniper rifles, and the Miramar is going to be the perfect board for that. Hopefully we'll see some good Kar 98 work, we'll see some good M24 work, get those bolt actions running and some of those DMRs as well, because that's going to make the difference on Miramar.
Yeah, and we're going to see if AG Photo is able to replicate his last week's performance on Miramar as well. Obviously had the M24, ended up getting 8 kills out of 13 total players. So he was on fire and with the M24. See if he's able to do something like that again. And then obviously going from 8th, if he was able to replicate that performance, would easily launch himself into near first or second place. So if he's able to replicate what he did last week and do the same thing on Miramar, he will be in a very solid spot moving forward. And that's why we talk about everything changing all the time. Going to be seeing it just round by round. The top 5 is going to totally change every single round.
And again, you had told me before we even started that Korea Law has a history with these vehicles, and sure enough, what happened? Took out the bridge camp with a blow-through vehicle kill. Yep. Incredible stuff.
And I was looking for that to be one of the highlights. Obviously, Korea Lol, one of the very few players that will actively have a vehicle throughout the rest of this game. But you saw that was just a funny vehicle kill for him. I just seen that pop up on the edge of the screen. You're like, oh, man, he actually just ran somebody over with his vehicle. Obviously found that right on the edge.
There is no better feeling in PUBG than running somebody over simplistically with a vehicle, knocking them out without even having to fire a shot. I've done it a few times, and I've been run over too. Let me tell you, it happens quickly.
Yeah, it does. And your life will go in just in a few seconds. But we are going to be going on to a quick break here, going into round number 2. So we will see everyone back in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the Esports Arena inside the Luxor Hotel and Casino. We're going into round number 2 here, of course. My name is Troy Welling, joined alongside me by Michael. Going to be going into this one. Very excited. Going to be Miramar. We were talking about it previously. So very excited to see this map going into action. Obviously the biggest map in PUBG, so it is going to be probably a longer one than we've normally seen. So a lot of players are not going to find action, especially in the middle of the game.
Well, we're not running with a full slate, so with such a large board like this, having our first circle visible off the bat is going to help a lot. It's going to narrow all the contenders down to a reasonable play area where we still have a little bit of possibility of some contact off the bat. But Miramar is notorious for those long, drawn-out periods of second, third, and even fourth circle with no contact. So we're going to see how this whole format comes together and whether or not we can get some eliminations early or if we're going to have to wait to see all the action go down at the same time towards the end. Either way, it ought to be interesting to see the way that it comes together.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be going into the match here shortly in just about a minute, but very interesting. Yeah, so most of the fights are going to be long range. We talked about that. There's not really a whole lot of close range battles that's going to be going on, especially with the player pool of about 15 players. A lot of these guys are going to be trying to find the care packages are going to be of such even more importance in something like this map. You're going to be that's where most of the snipers come in. And the M24, the AWM, going to be seeing those in care packages. Going to be highly contested. Interesting, in the first map, we didn't see care packages being contested that highly, actually. The only one we saw contested at all was the one in Lipovka with Gabido. So that was the only one that was really interesting. Last week, it was pretty much every single care package was contested by like 2 or 3 people. So,
well, as I understand it, AG Photo's performance last week with the 8 out of 13 kills with the M24 was something off the chain. And I'm hoping to see some sort of a repeat like that with some extra special headshot snipes. That's one thing you always look forward to in Miramar, and let's hope we can get some of those today.
Yeah, so we'll be going into the match here as of right now. So we're going to be seeing that circle pop up in your screen. It's going to be the north side of Miramar. So you're not going to be seeing too many places in the northern side of Miramar to drop here. So maybe seeing some places around here. Going to be seeing the likes of San Martin and El Pozo, going to be the largest cities in the area. Maybe seeing some people shy away from dropping right away into the circle. Obviously have a chance to get a lot of vehicles in the zone, but you're seeing a couple players dropping right away.
A couple early drops with Young Lion and Galactic Oracle, most likely looking for vehicles, going for Alizar and Impala, respectively. I don't think we're going to see anybody in Leones, Puerto, Valle del Mar, or Los Higos. The whole south end of the board is pretty much out. Picado is still possible, as is Monte Nuevo, but I think most of what we're going to see is going to be going down around Hacienda, Water Treatment Center, or San Martin at this point. We've got most of our drops already done. El Pozo is coming out pretty light with only ZC Hatch heading over that way. We've got Kawhi Oscar with a little bit of a western side, but he's going over to the set of buildings just east of Crater Fields. So most of our stuff is going to happen right here. We've got K-Blast and Korealol both taking Hacienda, and we've got a whole mix of folks over in San Martin as well.
Yeah, Korealol is such a fan of getting early kills, and you see that coming up right there, getting K-Blast right away as soon as he drops.
K-Blast, our 4th place finisher in the first round.
Yeah, and him dropping out right now is going to drop him down the leaderboard as well. You're seeing Korealol is one of the players to always go for a quick start in a very populated areas. It just seems like he's more comfortable with trying to find that early action and trying to find that decent loot right away. So he's going to take that risk every single time, trying to find himself into better situations than the rest. But you're seeing a couple players near water treatment place as well. And you're seeing Gnarls Barkley and AG Photo going to be right around the same area as well. Not too much to loot in this general area, so it's going to be an interesting fight between the two.
I'm wondering if they are aware of each other's presence at this point. Since we are so close to the drop, the likelihood of them seeing each other's shoots is pretty high. So I would expect some contact coming out of those two very shortly.
Yep, and you're seeing Oracle on your screen right now, just kind of running around, hanging out, trying to get this general loot before he ends up moving on. Only has a UMP as of right now. Going to be picking up an M16 as soon as I say that. Going to be reloading that and trying to get himself into a better spot. Going to be probably going back for that clip.
He's just outside of Impala, so he's got a long way to go to get back into the circle. He's got to make sure he leaves himself some travel time here.
Yep, and you're seeing on your screen right now we have Z Hatch going to be picking himself a car and going to be running around with that one. a good spot to be in, having a car. He can be one of the console players that we have seen in the tournament, so he's going to be one of the few players on a controller. Going to be seeing how that exactly is working out for him. Didn't have the greatest start for last round, still got himself 100 points moving forward, but he's going to be trying to get some decent items here, getting a level 2 helmet, getting himself an AK as well, so going to be seeing exactly where that's going to be going. But
as someone who plays on a controller myself,
right.
99% of the time I can tell you, it is a bit of a disadvantage on the PC, but at the same time, if you got your sensitivities right and it's what you're comfortable with, that gives you your personal advantage. And I'm interested to see what kind of things he's able to pull with that.
Yeah, definitely hoping for a better placement for him from this one. Obviously, he got 12th out of 16th last round, so he's going to be looking for a little bit better of a placement this time. You're seeing Gavido on your screen right there getting himself some loot, and you're seeing a flight between K-Blast and Itchy right now, but Itchy's going to take him down.
Itchy is Vegeta with the lucky finish. Those two were both way out in the open. There was no cover for either of them. It really came down to the potato factor.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it came down to. It looks like Global Blast had the advantage at the beginning, but just wasn't able to get captivate on the shots right there. So going to be seeing the other player moving on with that one, getting himself an early kill and some decent loot as well. So Itchy's going to be in a solid spot moving from there. But still some interesting spots for these players to be in right now.
The others we have to worry about are J-Man Lowell as well as J-Man Idol and Galactic Oracle, both very far outside of the circle. J-Man Idol is a little bit better position with only a kilometer to go to get into it, whereas Galactic Oracle's got to go about 2.5. He's got to get in his vehicle and get moving soon. Young Lion over here in Kempo is also kind of far outside of it as well, up in the military base. He's going to have to go a good 2 kilometers to get into the circle as well. So there is some movement that's needed between these folks.
Yeah, and you're going to see Oracle does at least find a car over in his area, so he's not going to be as worried as before when he was just running around in Paula trying to find something to get. Going to be in a decent spot here with a car. I think having a car on Miramar is one of the most important things to have on this map, even over like certain things like snipers or guns. I think having a car is actually so crucial in the later games, especially because there's so many hills and so many mountains and dangerous areas to be in. It's obviously having a car and to be able to maneuver yourself so easily is going to put these players in a lot better advantage, but also kind of a scary spot.
Also, the decision to take that Murado off-roading is a little bit iffy, but truth be told, I've tried it a few times, and ooh, talk about slow progress for a fast car.
Yeah, and you got to be careful driving around some play like this because you could exactly do this and take some damage.
There goes the ride.
Luckily, it flips right over.
It flips back into place.
every time.
A little bit of luck is never a bad thing.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with stuff like that. That's one of the disadvantages of having a car on Miramar is you're going to find random rocks everywhere and random cliffs and everything. So you got to really be careful when you're driving around something like this because that little cliff right there could end up being huge. And
Troy, I've got a highlight reel of vehicle accidents on Miramar, let me tell you.
Yeah, there's so many things to hit and just random things that could flip you over. So even like going 180 kilometers an hour right now, if he hits any rock at any point, he's going to blow up. So he's got to be careful.
He's already on half health on that Murado, so it's not exactly in good shape.
Yep, takes that one a little quickly, but he's going to be maneuvering his way around. Going to be trying to go over to Graveyard, it seems here, or just trying to get himself in the general area of the next zone. Going to be taking that one slowly. You're seeing Carrillo on your screen. Going to be going for the first crate here, but he's going to be lurked out by BJam here. So he's going to end up seeing him. He's going to might take some shots off. He does take some shots. He's not going to hit anything quite yet, but Carrillo knows there's a player around.
Using that suppressed AK. That suppressor doesn't do very much for that AK, and that kick on that thing is not exactly suited for snipes.
Yeah, and you're seeing Carrillo taking a shot. He ends up hitting that headshot on Goner.
Oh my, Carrillo with that Car 98 shot. Just incredible.
Absolutely. And like turned on him. He saw where the shots come from and just took the shot and went with it. And you saw Carrillo ends up taking that one down. Gets that loot from the crate as well.
Even if he had been able to get those hits on, it would have taken at least 3 of them with that AK to get some good center mass shots to finish him off. Whereas with that Car 98, it is a one-shot plug and it's over.
Yeah, especially to the head with level 2 helmet, you will pretty much always die to the car right there. So nice shot coming in from Carrillo. Obviously, I believe he got the stuff in the crate, but just missing out on the M249. So
he left the 249 behind.
And I feel like that's a better idea on a map like Miramar. You obviously the M249 is an insanely strong gun to have, but you're not going to be in close battles most of the time, so he might not need to have that quick fire rate and quick advantage, but
Well,
it's
I
still
actually carried an M249 in Afghanistan, so I am partial to the thing in PUBG no matter what. So it's the one thing I always call out of every squad care package. But at the same time, I can see the choice of leaving it behind, especially running with that Kar 98, keeping that range, and then using something else for the mid-range that doesn't take up so much and may have some attachments, may be a better play for him in the end.
Yeah, that's very true. You're seeing Young Lion on your screen right now, just driving himself along the edge of the zone here. Going to be taking a little bit of damage, but not too much to worry about. He's obviously going to be in a pretty quick car here, so he's going to be going in, right into the edge of the zone here. Going to be seeing a lot of these other players getting themselves into the zone as well. Seeing the second care package drop on your screen right there. Going to be in the middle of 3 players, so
four. I think that's pretty much quadrangulated between 4 players at this point. Depending on how many of them decide they're interested in grabbing it, we could have some action on it.
And obviously that's going to be dropping right in the middle of an open area, so that is going to be a pretty dangerous crate to go for. Could be seeing some players on different hills here trying to scope this one out. Could be seeing that one drop down right in the middle of a road, so no real cover around this crate, so that's a really dangerous crate to go for.
It's wide out in the open, and you've got 4 hilltops surrounding it in every direction, with 4 players surrounding it in every direction as well. I am interested to see who comes for it. Another M249, so someone, Carrillo, might be a little bit disappointed with this one.
Yeah, seeing some level 3 items there as well. Obviously going to be pretty decent moving forward with that one. Going to be see Oscar on your screen looting this area before he goes down for the crate. Going to be seeing, he was one of the first people to end up spotting that one, so he's going to be going right towards that general vicinity. Going to be looking like it's pretty uncontested as of right now. Freaker's also pretty close to it. It looks like Gnarls Barley doesn't really want any action towards it as well, so this might be a pretty free crate for him, even though we thought there was a few players going around it. No,
everybody else seems to be pretty well busy looting their areas. Yeah. I think Kawhi Oscar's the only one who sees it. He's waiting for somebody to come at it, but I think he's going to be disappointed.
Yeah, this is an insanely good crate to try and lure people out as well, considering it's out in the open and considering there's not real cover around it. This is a very nice spot to be in for Oscar's position, but there's no one going for it, so it seems like he's just kind of baiting himself into this point. You're seeing Frinkers just looting up Cabrera, you're seeing Gnarls just looting up his area as well, so a lot more action we thought would be, but we're going to the next zone here. Going to be on the west or the eastern side of this one, so right around water treatment.
Mr. Aesthetics and ZC Hatch have just gotten boned by this circle at this point. They need to move, and they need to move pretty far. Galactic Oracle is not too far outside of it, but it does seem friendly enough for most of our players left.
Yeah, and it seems like most of these players have a car if they're going to be in the general outer edge of the zone. You saw Oracle has a car, ZC Hatch has a car as well. So it's going to be insanely important. We were talking about it earlier. It's going to be insanely important to have that vehicle throughout the rest of this one, considering, it's like a decently small zone, but it's still a pretty huge zone in general. So having that car is going to be beneficial. You're going to be seeing Oscar getting the crate and a car right next to it as well. So the fact that was uncontested.
249?
I think he might have, but you're also seeing Freakers on your screen pulling up.
Freakers came right close to him. Looks like he arrived a little bit too late for the crate or for Kawhi Oscar.
And it looks like he left it
and
there
he left the 249. It doesn't appear to be a very popular weapon right now.
Which is interesting because I know a lot of people rave about it and how the fire rate's really good. And
I never leave it behind.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty solid gun. But I think Freakers might have ended up seeing Oscar take that one and drive away, so he's going to be trying to see exactly if he's able to chase that one down. He's looking to his left-hand side and not exactly seeing anything, and it looks like he didn't end up seeing this car onto the right side of his screen, so he's going to be still moving forward on this one. So he's going to be still looking around, seeing if he finds any action. Does find a vehicle here. He's going to be probably be ditching this 3-wheel. Going to be just looting around at this area first before he ends up hopping back in that one. But he didn't end up seeing Oscar drive away, so Oscar's been in a good spot.
It does look like Oscar got himself a clean getaway right there up the mountain.
Yep, so these players are going to be going into the second phase here. 13 players still alive. We obviously saw Carrillo taking down that first kill, doing it pretty well for himself. Going to be right on the outside of the zone here, going to be bringing himself in. Same with Aesthetics.
Only 21 seconds until the circle moves, and we've got ZC Hatch still way on the fat side of the circle up against the blue. He's got to get some moving going on right now if he wants to save himself some health.
Yeah, and Aesthetics is going to be running right into the area where Carrillo is at. You're seeing him right next to a car as well, so he's going to be in a decent spot moving forward from here, but he's going to be trying to take some action probably soon when Mr. Aesthetics shows up to try and contest him.
And there's what Korealal left behind, the 2494. He decided to keep the M4, another 5.56 weapon, I'm guessing, for the attachments.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I feel like the M4 is one of the strongest general assault rifles to have if you're going to be moving forward throughout PUBG. It is just, there's so many attachments you can put on it with the grips, the silencers, the compensators. You have stocks on it as well. You're seeing Oscar taking some shots here. He was scoping out another player, so 3 different players are going to be in this vicinity. Freaker's actually being saved by this player right here, getting Oscar off.
It looks like he had some eyes on Young Lion, on Freakers, and got shot by Young Lion from the back.
Yeah, Gnarl's going to be taking some shots over here as well. Not exactly hitting anything, but he knows their car is there. So Oscar's going to be scoping him out. He sees this player's going to be in there as well, but doesn't have the best scope to try and find that one. You're going to be seeing Korealal on your screen taking some shots on Aesthetic right there. Going to be seeing if he connects with any of those. He does end up stopping that car down.
That 6X, unfortunately, that tree is just right up in that way.
And he does see the player running out. He's going to try and hit that shot. Unfortunately, misses that one. Going to be seeing if he does hit anything else, but he's going to be hopping back in his car. He's going to hunt this one down. Knowing Korealal, he might even try to run him over at this point.
Well, Korealal's got to go past him to get into the circle.
Yeah, he definitely does. He's going to reload his guns first. A smart move for him to be moving forward. He obviously saw this player leave his vehicle, so this player is not going to have too much cover moving forward. He's going to be just driving around. He's going to choose not to chase the player up on the hill, which is probably putting himself in a better spot here. Going to make sure he goes into the zone 100%. He already has a place picked on there, so he's going to be trying to go through there with a little...
Ooh, the sound of that Murado.
Yeah. Just increasingly going through here, but he's going to be popping the wheels here on this one. Smart play from him to pop the wheels before he goes, just to make sure no other players end up picking up that vehicle. Going to be running right into that fence.
No one drinks from the cup of Caesar.
Exactly, so he's going to be moving forward with this one. Going to be right at the edge, or in the middle-ish of the zone, so you're going to be seeing this zone moving in now.
Whether or not he hurt another player, or if he is just biding his time, I could not tell you, but it looks like he just repositioned the cars for no point.
Yeah, it seems like he just wanted to put that there and make sure no one else would be able to take it, but he's just looking around. He's going to be trying to find the player he was shooting at earlier, which was Mr. Aesthetics. So he's going to be trying to see exactly if he spots him out. It doesn't seem like he finds any action right now. Going to be seeing ZC Hatch on your screen and just kind of maneuvering his way around this mountain here. Going to be right in the edge of the next zone as well, so he's going to have to get pushing forward a little bit here shortly. Same with Young Lion. We see them both in the general vicinity of each other, but there's going to be a lot of things in their way, going to be in the middle of both of them, so going to be seeing a lot of action there.
Most of our players are outside of the new zone, so any action that comes is going to come somewhere in between the new play zone and the old.
Yep, you're going to be seeing some smoke grenades coming out from Gnarls Barley here. Just going to be trying to make a diversion here. It looks like he's trying to see if anyone starts shooting at the smoke or attracts anyone in that general area. Smart play from him. It doesn't have any smokes for the later of the game, though. He did use both of them, so could also bring him down to a disadvantage. Going to be scoping out this area, seeing if he finds any players. He's going to be running away from the zone here, so he's going to start moving himself towards the zone again. 15 seconds before that starts moving again. And seeing a pretty small zone here, still with 13 players alive. What we pretty much expected from Miramar is that there's going to be maybe a decent early action, and mid-game is going to be pretty slow moving forward for these guys.
I'm thinking another 2 circles, and we're going to start seeing things blow up quite a bit. But if you look at that dispersion of players, you've got Young Lion up in the northwest with ZC Hatch next to him, Freakers triangulated, and then the entire western side of the circle is just full of players moving in.
And you're seeing Gnarls, Barley, and AG Photo taking some shots here back and forth at each other. So AG Photo's going to be trying to take some shots. And he's going to be trying to connect with that. Doesn't have the best scope for this kind of range, but he's going to still be trying to hit those. AG Photo's still taking some shots here and there. Gnarls taken down to about a little bit over half health here. Still trying to figure out where this player is, even though he did start the original shooting at him. So he's got to start getting himself out of that one.
He realizes he's got some distance. Now AG Photo's got that suppressor on there. Max D taking on J-Man Idol, and we lost another player in there as well.
Korealal taking out another player as well. I think it was Mr. Aesthetics with the car 98. Ooh. So Korealal just doing really well this round as well, and going to be putting himself in a decent advantage. You're seeing Freakers on your screen. Going to be in another battle. You're seeing ZC Hatch take some shots.
And ZC Hatch, they are really getting it in. Those 3 have been standing in the same place for quite some time. It's about time they ran into each other. And
Hatch finally taking down the kill on Young Lion. Seems like Young Lion was just kind of laying down there, maybe trying to get some meds off. Unfortunately, unable to connect with anything. But you see Freakers right at the bottom of the edge of the zone. Going to be running away from that battle. He obviously heard those shots behind him, so he's going to be trying to put himself in a better advantage in the zone here with just a minute remaining, and that zone will start shrinking again.
CC Hatch is going to have to move right in after Freakers. So Freakers is making a good play, putting a little bit of distance between himself and Hatch.
Yeah, this is going to be dangerous between Korea Lol and AG Photo. It seems like he ends up seeing AG Photo on his screen, though, so he's going to be taking some shots over here on this player.
Lost track of him, though.
Yep, going to be trying to figure out exactly where he might have gone. Going to be behind that, but he's still going to, AG Photo still taking some shots over there on Korea Lol. Got to be careful, though. We've seen Korea Lol hit these shots with that Car 98, so he's got to be careful peeking that one out. He's going to use an energy drink here to get himself back up to full health. Decent spot medical-wise. Still has a med kit, 5 first aid kits, so he's in a really decent spot moving forward here. Still trying to see where AG Photo's at. You're seeing that crate dropping down on their screen right now, so going to be another contested crate. You're seeing Oracle going to the west side of Korea as well, so going to be some heated battle going in for this last crate.
We've almost done with this circle. We've got 5 seconds left until we get a new one. AG Photo, with the proximity to this crate, is going to pick up that AWM. He's going to need that. That SKS was not performing for him the way that he was wanting it to. And it's only going to take one good shot for Korealol, who, by the way, now has Galactic Oracle in between himself and AG Photo.
And that's going to be dangerous for the rest of his players in this game. For AG Photo to have that AWM, we saw the dangerous opportunities he had last week with the M24, obviously getting about 7 kills with that. Straight headshots, too, like beautiful shots coming in. So the fact that he has an AWM with a decent scope is going to be putting himself in a good advantage. But you're seeing
AK snipes.
Ooh, gets some good shots on this player here. Going to be trying to control the recoil with the AK. Obviously some far shots. Going to be hitting one of them, it looks like, so far, but not able to connect with anything else. Going to be trying to push against this player. 10 alive, and the zone is going to be moving in 30 seconds.
He's got no choice but to push through because his play zone is on the other side of his opponent. So this is a push or die situation.
And a lot of these players are actually not in the zone, but kind of on the edge here. You're going to be seeing Oscar approaching the general area of Gabido, trying to figure out where or if there is a player here at all. You're seeing Oscar does have the ghillie suit, so he's going to be kind of, I would say kind of blending in, but kind of maneuvering his way around. Maybe Gabido hearing these footsteps around him, going to be trying to actively figure out where Oscar is.
Oscar has a bit of a disadvantage pushing from the outside like this, but that ghillie suit's going to help.
Yep, going to be seeing these players maybe going into action. You're seeing Oracle on your screen taking some shots here at
we've got a triangulation. We've got Gnarls Barley sneaking up right here as well on AG Photo.
Seeing Gabido in a fight again as well with Oscar, so those two are going to be going at it. You're seeing him push it with the Thompson gun. Going to be trying to get himself around. You're going to be seeing Oscar taking some shots here. Gabido taking down that one.
Wow.
Dropping down to, it looks like
Gabido
1 HP.
Pulling that hip fire shot out at the last second to make that work. He was doomed without that beautiful lucky hip fire. Well, I don't know if I should say lucky. Maybe there was some skill involved, but I've been in that situation, and there was only one thing that could save him, and it did.
Yeah, and I think he actually dropped down to 1 HP there, like statistically 1 HP right there. He ends up dropping his helmet down there as well, so he's going to get that nice inventory right there. But you're seeing AG Photo and this triangle we were talking about earlier, Korea Lol, AG Photo, and Gnarls Barley all going to be in the close vicinity with each other. Going to be seeing Gnarls right here, jumping away from a grenade right there. Going to be putting himself in a better spot. It looks like one of these players did end up dying. It might have been Korea Lol.
It does look like Korea Lol ended up the first to go.
And unfortunately enough for him, had a pretty solid spot going throughout the rest of this game. Still had a few kills, but he's going to be moving forward, unfortunately, through that with an 8th place.
Freakers is moving up on Gabido as well on the northern edge, so Gabido is not out of the woods yet. But we've still got Gnarls Barley and AG Photo still going at it. Gnarls Barley seems to be retreating down the far side and trying to get into the circle, get a little bit better position on AG Photo. Gabido is hanging out in the top in his building, figuring out his way. Freakers is stalking his prey at this point, moving their way into the circle. They're both right on the edge.
Yeah, Gnarls Barley taking some shots over here at AG Photo, seeing if he connects with anything. Both players are going to know where each other are, so got to be careful. Both peeking each other at this point. Going to be seeing if Gnarls connects with any of these headshots here. Both going to be at the outside of the zone, but just in Gabido taking down Freakers as well, so Gabido putting himself in a better spot here.
Let's also remember that AG Photo picked up that out of that care package.
Yeah, and he's taking some damage here. But he does get out of that, but it's going to be taking a lot of damage here. Even though it's going to be right on the edge, still going to be bringing him down a little bit, and that was the last first aid kit he had. So he only has 3 bandages left at this point. AG Photo's not in a good spot medical-wise. Going to be seeing another player here on the top of the hill, going to be ZC Hatch. Going to be seeing if he finds any action. Going to be seeing the next zone move in just a minute. So these players are going to be having to go quickly here if they're going to be maneuvering throughout this map. Going to be seeing ZC Hatch drinking an energy drink here, getting himself back up to full health. Seeing him right on the edge of the next zone. 45 seconds remaining on that one. 7 players remaining at this point now. So going to be seeing if any of them go into action anytime soon. You obviously saw Gabido was close to another player on his screen. He did end up killing Freaker, and still end up going with the Thompson. So interesting choice from him that way. But you're seeing not too great of loot for this player. ZC Hatch only has a UMP and a mini at this point.
Hey, well, that mini 14 really does shred. So hopefully, if he's got the right idea with it and the right aim, remember he's using ZC Hatch is also using the controller, so he's got a little bit of a slower response time as far as sensitivity and movement. So hopefully he'll be able to use that mini properly, and that extra magazine capacity will come in handy.
You're seeing Gabido running on the edge of the zone here, seeing Itchy on the left-hand side, just kind of playing that one out. But you're seeing Gabido quickly approaching ZC Hatch here. Going to be going right on the edge of him, so they're going to miss each other here. But it's going to be hearing some shots from these players here shortly if ZC Hatch decides to take this fight.
Both of these players are going to have some shots down on Itchy as Vegeta.
And you're seeing Itchy taking some shots on them first. So Itchy at an advantage right now. Could be taking some shots at ZC Hatch. But it's also going to, if ZC Hatch ends up taking some shots back at him, Gabido is going to know exactly where ZC Hatch is going to be. So ZC Hatch is in a really dangerous spot, being pinched between 2 players right now. He's going to be trying to maneuver his way out of that one. Probably a smart choice from him not to take those shots back as well. Could be seeing Gabido taking the zone advantage right now and just laying down right on the edge.
One wonders if ZC Hatch realizes how close to an opponent he is at this point.
Yeah, and it's kind of dangerous, and this is a very mountainous, cavernous kind of area, especially for the last zone. So there's a lot of places these players could be hiding. Seeing one player run across Gnarls Barley's screen, he doesn't have the best of long-range weapons. He only has an AK and an M4, so he's not going to be able to take these long shots with the sniper, but he has a decent scope for it, so he could still take some shots.
Well, he's been running this AK with the 6X for quite some time now. Hopefully it keeps on working for him the way that it has.
Seeing if he does find any action, he's going to be watching the outer edge of the storm here, approaching him quickly. So these players are going to be taking a lot of damage if they're not in the storm right now. But you're going to be seeing that he's still trying to look out for these players here. Going to be a lot of mountains in the last few zones here, though. So a lot of these players have some stuff behind to hide behind, and they could get themselves into pretty dangerous situations if they're kind of like rattlesnakes at this point. You're just kind of walking around in a mountain. You're taking a nice little hike, and then suddenly there's a rattlesnake like inches away from you. You have no idea.
It's going to be a question of who stumbles upon who. This zone is now coming down on the water treatment plant. We've got the north edge of the water treatment plant, as well as some hillside defilade. Interesting combination of topography.
We're going to be seeing
7 players left alive. They will be running into each other very shortly.
Yeah.
About to get hot.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty crazy last zone. You're going to see an AG photo with the AWM. He's going to be taking some nice shots here. Hits Gabido with that
is a beautiful hit. Gabido down to 20% health at that point.
And this is what I was talking about. AG photo with the AWM, M24, whatever it might be, has some very nice shots on him. So he's going to be hitting that first shot right away. Going to be seeing ZC Hatch on your screen. If he ends up seeing Gabido at all, only has to hit him once at this point. But Gabido going to be taking the low ground here, making sure he heals himself back up, making sure ZC Hatch doesn't take any damage right there. He's going to be launching some grenades at the shack. Not a bad idea. He does end up kind of giving away his location, but not too badly. Still, now Gabido knows there is a player in a pretty close proximity from him, so he's going to try and find that player. Yeah, in throwing range, and definitely going to be careful there, but you see how small the zone is.
We've got a new care package right next to AG photo as well. We'll see whether or not a care package is attractive this late in the game.
And this last zone's going to be crazy. You're going to be seeing the Gnarls Barley going to be probably finding some action with Carrillo, actually. He's still in the game, so we thought he ended up dropping.
That prone spot that Carrillo's got is a very good one, and I do not believe he is being seen.
Yeah, and it looks like this will be Gnarls Barley on your screen, taking some quick shots. Unfortunately, not hitting them, but that does give away his location here in the edge of the zone. You should know Carrillo actually in a very solid spot. You're seeing AG photo with another headshot on ZC Hatch right there with the M24, or the AWM. But you see Max T also taking down Itchy on your screen. This is where all the action is going to really start taking place, and a lot of these players see each other.
AG photo has a great position on the hillside overlooking the water treatment plant. And Carrillo takes out Gnarls Barley.
Right.
Gnarls Barley. Barley. Carrillo had been camping in that little spot for the last couple of minutes. He knew exactly where Gnarls Barley was when Barley was shooting at folks on the hillside. Thankfully, there was enough time, and Carrillo was able to pop up, take him out, get right back under cover.
This is scary for a lot of these players to be in. AG Photo having this kind of hill advantage, and AWM unfortunately missing that shot. Probably would have been a headshot. Gabido's got to be careful peeking that one out, though. If AG Photo lines that one up, that will be another easy headshot for him to hit. But AG Photo having the height advantage and the hill advantage right now, going to be putting himself in a very solid situation. No one's going to be coming from behind him as well, so he's going to be in a very solid spot moving forward.
Gabido seems to be the only one left way out in the open. Max D and Carrillo both have good cover at the water treatment plant.
But you're seeing Gabido actually taking down Max D right behind him.
Says, no, I want your cover.
And you're seeing Gabido, AG Photo taking some quick shots here at Gabido. Gabido's got to be careful, but Carrillo taking a nice Car 98 shot onto AG Photo right there. So
Carrillo,
all three players going to know where pretty much exactly where everyone is.
Carrillo, way out in the open, has abandoned his little campsite right there.
And he doesn't end up seeing Gabido just quite yet. They're going to be taking some quick shots. Carrillo taking some damage. Gabido going to be taken down.
With the prone shots on Carrillo. Very well played. Now we're down 1-1. AG Photo up on the hillside. Gabido down below. Max D coming out in 4th place with 2 kills. Not a bad showing at all.
This is dangerous for Gabido at this point, though. We're seeing the Gabido coming back into this one. And like I was talking about, this is AG Photo's map. He's very good at Miramar, getting himself back into the top 2 again. Gabido getting 2nd last time. See if he's going to repeat that performance or get that first place chicken dinner coming in from this one. Seeing AG Photo at a pretty solid advantage right now, though.
AG Photo still unaware of where Gabido's location is. He's looking off to a different direction than his contact. He's still hiding up on the top of that hillside. Looks like he got the zone, forcing Gabido to move a little bit closer towards him. And with the shot down to about 20%, Gabido down, and AG Photo pulls it out with the arm, getting those long-range snipes done again on Miramar for the 2nd week in a row.
Yeah, and he's getting up out of his chair. He's getting excited for that one. I felt like AG Photo was going to be able to put himself in a very solid advantage in that map as well, because he did it last week. 8 kills. And as soon as I saw the AWM coming into his hands, I was like, this is dangerous. This is where a lot of players are going to fall.
Now realize also this is the 2nd game in a row that Gabido has come in 2nd place.
Yes, well, so even at that point, Gabido is, even though he's a constant 2nd place, being a constant 2nd place is putting yourself in a very solid advantage. Absolutely. If you're able to take one of these chicken dinners in these last 2 maps, Gabido will be in an extremely solid spot moving forward. Obviously going to be in a pretty decent spot right now, and got I think he got 4 kills. Same with Carrillo in 3rd place, so very solid.
Right up on top, right up on top. 2 2nd places with a good kill count both times, and he brings himself all the way up to the 1st place position. Remember, AG Photo was coming from 10th place.
Yeah, so he was already at a pretty small advantage, but getting that chicken dinner is going to be changing it up a lot. We were just talking about it, how just every single round is going to change a drastic ton amount, because every player is going to be getting different kind of kills in every single map, and the top 3 changing a lot. But you're seeing Gabido coming in still in constant 2nd place. 1st and 3rd changing a lot right there. Going to be seeing AG Photo and Carrillo getting in that 1st and 3rd spot. Freakers and Oscar unfortunately dropping earlier than that. So you're going to be seeing them probably dropping out of the top 3 here with their placements, and just it's going to be changing up again. Going to be going into a wrangle again in the 3rd round. So going to be seeing if any of these players will be able to come back, see if Freakers or Oscar are able to come back and get themselves into a decent spot in the 3rd round.
Well, I am definitely impressed by our winner of round 2, AG Photo's snipes. You had mentioned him before. He's got a history and a track record of getting those snipes out on Miramar, and it was great to see it happen with that And let me tell you, that is a beast.
Yeah, and getting that pretty much uncontested as well was solid for him moving forward, because he didn't have to worry about any action going towards him there.
Oh, man, I'm jealous.
Yeah, that never happens.
An uncontested that is something that can and will propel you to the 1st place spot.
Yeah, and with Gabido's consistency, we're going to be looking at the leaderboards here. Obviously, him being in a constant 2nd for 2 maps in a row with 4 kills is going to put him at 1st place now. So he's going to be a solid spot moving forward. Almost 200 points from 2nd place, which is Freakers. AG Photo coming in third place with that chicken dinner. Carrillo barely dropping by 7 points here in fourth place. Oscar in fifth, Gnarls in sixth, Max D in seventh, K-Blast in eighth, Itchy in ninth, and ZC Hatch coming in at 10th.
Notice how both of our first place finishers, Freakers from round 1, AG Photo from round 2, are both in the second and third place spot. That first place finish of 300 points does go a long way, both of them sitting with over 500 points. But 2 times a second place finish is incredibly powerful for Gabido. And also realize that Gabido has been racking up the kills as well. He's got 351 points, so he had 2 kills again. So 5 kills total for Gabido so far in the first 2 games, and a second place for both of them. So that's going to propel him well up to the top in a very solid position there. It's really going to be on to our top 10 to come up with a couple of chicken dinners and Erangel our next board, or Sandhawk the final one, and really try and challenge Gabido at this point.
Yeah, he ended up getting 4 kills back to back. So he's a total of 8 kills in 2 rounds so far, which is really solid moving forward from here.
He did.
So yeah, with that 350 points back to back, that's pretty much getting a first place in 2 kills in 2 different games. So he's putting himself in a solid spot moving forward from this one. Obviously, being up almost 200 points going into round 3, it's going to be solid, because even if he gets last place here and someone else gets first place, let's say it'd have to be Freakers at this point. Freakers, AG Photo, one of the two, he would only drop down to second, even with just an extra 100 points. He would still be pretty in close contention for first place, and that's getting very last. So if he does any well in this next map, he'll be solid.
Well, also realize Gabido is running away with it right now by about 200 points, but the difference between our second, third, and fourth place contenders is 14 points.
Yeah, so it's insanely close.
14 points.
Yeah, that's 1 kill between all of them. So it's going to be crazy between those guys, seeing that 1 kill being such a crazy disadvantage from all of them, and seeing how much exactly that will change up going to the next map.
Absolutely. But we are going back to Erangel, so it's not going to be strange. It's not going to be different. The big wild card is going to be the Sandhawk map in round 4. Another visit to Erangel is going to give people familiar territory, something they're very comfortable with already, and I can't wait to see what that's going to bring.
Yeah, we're probably going to see Creole being using that vehicle coming in again on to this map. Going to be seeing Gabido being one of the only players to really take advantage of his flight path, I would say. But he's just going to be moving forward into round 3, being confident with his strategy and working out for him as well. But we're going to be going into a quick break here again, going into round 3. So we will see you guys in just a few minutes. Thank you for coming out and watching. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to the Esports Arena inside the Luxor Hotel and Casino. I'm so excited going into round number 3 here. Going to be on a wrangle. My name is Troy Welling, of course, joined alongside me by Michael. Going to be going into the next round here shortly, but just an exciting round number 2. We knew it was going to take a little bit of time to get there, but that action started coming quickly at the end of that one.
Well, all of our competitors are incredibly close together right now. We were sitting here on this little break talking about how number 2, 3, and 4th place are all separated by nothing more than 14 points, and that's less than is given for a single kill in any finishing position in our contestants. So it is still well up for grabs 2 games in with 2 left to go.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing if that it ends up coming into a factor in these later rounds. Obviously, this is where you really got to start clutching up. You only have 2 more maps remaining. This is where you have to pretty much get a first place finish if you're looking to try and get yourself back into the top 3. That's if you're not Gabido or Freakers or AG Photo. If you're really looking at from the bottom of the leaderboard, if you're trying to get yourself back up, you need a first place for this round, and you need to get somewhere close in the last round as well. So you're going to be seeing that these players really pushing for it and really having to start playing a little bit, I wouldn't say more aggressively, but trying to actively start looking for a way to find more kills easier on and earlier on than trying to find them later in the game.
We have been watching most of our competitors play the play zones in the blue zone and move in strategically the first couple of games. Now that people are squarely into their positions and we've got half of the scoring in, we're going to hopefully see some people take more chances, get in there and try to achieve more contact, get more kills, and get more points that way. I think that's one of the things that we can definitely look forward to in round 4 on Sanhok.
Yeah.
Putting all that mentality and that drive together with a smaller board is going to be incredible. But right now, I think in our 3rd round, we're going to see the best mix of seeking contact and playing strategy. This is going to be the do or die board.
And we're going into round 3, and this is a military base zone completely. So we're going to be seeing if these players are going to be all dropping military base or probably making their way around. We had something similar last week in this form of a military base, but it was not completely centered around the military base. So this last zone is pretty much guaranteed to be around there. So these players are going to have to try and figure out what their strategy might be. You're seeing a couple players dropping early in Primorsk right there. Seeing a few more players dropping around the deep pier area, maybe going towards the military base. There's going to be some heated action going right away.
We've got 2 heading into Primorsk, Max D and Freakers, but we've also got ZC Hatch, Mr. Aesthetics, and AG Photo all heading into the west edge of the island. The definite center of the military base is going to be very highly populated with K-Blast, Lobo Blast, Itchy as Vegeta, Young Lion, and some competition heading to C Block. Our 3rd large group is going to head a little bit more towards Novo Zemlya and the eastern edge of the island. But it does seem that everybody is sticking pretty close to the southern edge of the board right now.
And this is exactly what I'd expect. I'd expect nothing less from Korealol than to drop right into military base. He scouted out his competition. He knows exactly where they are. So he's going to be trying to find some early action on here. Going to be seeing if he finds any guns. Going to be finding an M4 or an M16 right away. So he's going to be a pretty solid spot moving forward. 3 clips in that gun. He's going to be trying to go pretty much exactly to where his other opponents, where he saw them. So he's going to be trying to pick up some loot here. Not going to have a helmet, but going to pick up a level 1 vest right there. Going to be just looting around, seeing if he finds anything else before he ends up going into these fights. Probably a smarter choice to try at least find a helmet before you go into these battles like this. Don't want to take those fights too early on because you can get one shot by any gun at this point.
And knowing it's crowded, it appears Korealol is getting himself out into the open a little bit with some hard cover away from the concentration of other players. The loot might be a little bit sparser, but at least he's going to have a good idea of where everybody is. And that may be a smart play in the end to let other people kill themselves off, get out of the zone in the area of highest risk.
You're seeing 4 players in Novo, and that is a pretty small town to be in. So having a high contrast of players right there and none of them finding action just yet, it's going to be interesting. Going to be seeing K-Blast on your screen, taking the height advantage here in military base. Seeing if he scouts out anything. You're seeing Young Lion on your screen right now, so he's going to take some shots here. Going to be hitting a couple there on Young Lion. Only needs 2 more shots. He ends up taking that one down. So that will be
Young Lion just could not get back to cover quick enough for that fire rate on the Mini 14.
Tried doing some zigzagging, but just didn't end up, unfortunately, working out for him. Seeing Gnarls on the right hand side, they're going to be trying to stay away from these fights. Seeing Lobo Blast playing pretty safely here in the edge of the military base. Seeing Itchy in the building right next to him, going to be trying to get himself some decent loot before he goes in. Saw that Lobo Blast didn't have a helmet or vest, so he's going to be taking the full bullet penetration right there. He doesn't have anything to stop that one. Going to be seeing very few players not going to be in the zone here. Going to be seeing Galactic, Oracle, and Freakers at this point.
Now, we do have some elevated spawn rates, 2 times on the assault rifles and 1.5 on the optics, but that isn't going to help our 3 players on the western edge of the island. There is not much to loot out there whatsoever.
Yeah, that's very true. The island is pretty, if you're not in the military base or even in Novo, it's going to be really hard to try to find loot around this general area. You can find it in some areas around Milta, but we saw no players dropping Milta, which is really interesting considering the zone was actually pretty shaped up for a decent Milta drop, but none of them going there. Going to see BGM on your screen right now, just looting these area. And
I'm guessing not many people wanted to deal with the bridges. We saw what happened in game number 1 with the bridge camping not panning out.
Yeah, Itchy unfortunately getting ran over by Creole at that point.
That's
so
right.
Unfortunately, panning out for him, but you're going to be seeing some early action going on here shortly. Seeing Oscar going to be jumping around this little container area. Going to be see B-Jam hiding out in one of them as well, so maybe seeing some action here shortly.
Contact about to initiate.
Yep, you're going to be seeing Oscar does end up finding some shots here. Going to be taking some shots back and forth. It does take a lot of damage back, or doesn't take any damage back, so neither player taking damage quite yet. Going to be seeing him jumping over, both still trying to take some shots at each other. Neither of them hitting out on just anything yet. Going to be seeing him run in now, so he's going to be trying to take some shots. Both players getting to a decent health spot here, but you're going to see
Looks
Oscar
like the
takes that
high
down.
ground paid off for Kawhi Oscar for sure.
Yeah, it just ends up outmaneuvering him in that sense and just taking those shots down. Going to be seeing J-Man Idol and Gnarls in a pretty close heated fight here right now. Going to be seeing Gnarls taking some shots onto J-Man Idol, seeing if he gets himself back into a decent spot. J-Man Idol at a little under half HP right now, so he's going to be trying to run himself away from those. From that battle, see Gnarls going away, but you see an AG photo on your screen, nading aesthetics here. Nice nade from him, and just kind of an interesting spot to find a fight there as well. Interesting little area.
Now remember, those are the 3 that were over there in the very sparsely populated area, so I'm very surprised that they found each other and yet alone had enough weapons to take each other on. Very
true. You see BGM unfortunately on your screen getting knocked out there. Going to be moving forward to the next one after this. Going to be seeing Kate Blast on your screen kind of scoping out the military base, seeing if he finds any players there. Going to be seeing Oscar now trying to maneuver his way around the container area. Saw Gnarls taking some shots around this general area as well. Saw Gnarls position himself into a different area. Saw J-Man Idol also trying to get around here as well.
It's looking like Kawhi Oscar is in the bad positioning here. J-Man Idol and Gnarls Barley both have some good cover in the buildings, whereas Kawhi Oscar is still running around the containers. The containers are an extremely exposed area, especially when you're actually looting up on top of them where most of the good loot is.
Yeah, so you're going to be seeing him do exactly that, but you're seeing some shots from K-Blast here coming down on this player into the military base. Going to be seeing if he connects with any of those. You're going to be seeing the player peeking out, barely missing the shots up. He's playing with fire.
K-Blast has the best advantage right here. He's got his opponent trapped.
Yeah, he's going to be quickly trying to run away, but he takes that kill down.
And Itchy is Vegeta. Goes down to those beautifully placed SKS shots, but he had nowhere to hide.
Yeah, he was pretty much stuck in that point and couldn't really figure a way out of that one, so he just ended up trying to just full-on sprint out of that one. Unfortunately, you saw, well, fortunately for K-Blast, unfortunately for that player, getting knocked out. Itchy going to be dying there in 13th place. Going to be not too happy about that placement, but has the Sandhawk to still go for there. Obviously,
Here's
you're going to see Creole
moving in with the vehicle again.
Nothing else, I would
definitely picking it up. He just passed by another care package that was sitting down there in the middle of the base, but that's a pretty dangerous grab if you ask me.
Yeah, and he's going to be just driving himself around to see if he finds any action. Going to be probably seeing some action towards him as well if he does end up honking his horn or maneuvering his way. You see
there he goes, hitting the wall.
And this is going to be a very far shot for K-Blast to hit. So see if he ends up hitting any of those. This is an insanely long shot so far that it barely renders out.
You just have to lob those bullets right in.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he'll end up hitting anything. You saw Creole running straight into a fence there again, and he's just not having the best time with this fence right now.
Just not finding the right sized space.
Yeah, and he's still taking some shots here. Not sure if it's from K-Blast or from AG Photo, who we know was in that compound to his north. So he's going to be trying to figure that one out, seeing if he does end up finding either one of these players. He's going to be hopping back into the car, trying to figure out where he's going to go. You're going to be seeing AG Photo with
with the M24. It looks like he found his weapon again.
This is dangerous. This is really scary for these players to be up against already. AG Photo having an M24 with nearly 100 bullets. Going to be terrifying. Going to be seeing
K-Blast is taking on K-Blast with the VSS and M4 combination. K-Blast just taking as much cover as he possibly can, wherever he can find it.
Yeah, and he has no helmet, and it looks like he dropped down to a low amount of HP right there. You're going to be seeing on your screen, this is going to be Hatch. He's going to be taking some shots here. Going to be seeing Lobo Blast in the top right, headshotting K-Blast there, so nicely done from him. You're going to be seeing that he's trying to find a fight there, but ends up dying to Freakers. So Freakers will end up taking that one out as well.
The way that pattern came out, I'm willing to bet that he was on single fire and had to switch right quickly there to get that second half, but it was too late.
I hate when that accidentally happens in games and I'm like moving around and I accidentally switch the shot and I'm expecting full auto and I shoot one bullet and then I just end up dying and I'm like, oh.
Trust me, on a controller it's a lot even easier to do.
I can imagine. It just ends up putting yourself in a bad situation when you're fully expecting a full auto and you have, burst fire or semi-auto on at that point. It's going to be real rough to put yourself in, but going to be seeing 10 players remaining now. A couple still in the area of Novo. Going to be seeing if they find any action here.
It looks like Hawaii Oscar is backed out of town up to the hillside overlooking Novo. J-Man Idol and Gnarls Barley are still both hanging out in town, finishing up their looting, being secure and safe in the zone. Might as well. Kawhi Oscar is going to be hanging up on that hilltop for quite some time waiting for them to come out.
You're going to be seeing on your screen that was K-Blast. So, yeah, unfortunately did end up dying amidst that fight with Freakers as well. So, K-Blast dying to a Lobo Blast there in military base. You're going to be seeing Max D taking a lot of damage here right on the edge. Yeah. So, he's going to be near hospital. So, he's in the very far northern side of the map.
I didn't realize he had gone that far.
Yeah, he's in near Georgia Pole right now. So, he's really got to get moving. He's got a long distance to cover. He has a painkiller going right now. So, he's going to be regenerating a little bit of health. But he's going to be taking a lot of damage on that journey.
Well, let's hope he's got enough health packs and bandages to get there. Right now, it's still an early circle, so he's got enough opportunity to do it without taking too much damage from the blue zone yet.
Yep, going to be
But now most of our players have lost the circle. We have 3 left, our Novo squads that are there.
Yeah, and you're seeing just how far away Max D really is from the next zone, and he has a bit of way to cover.
Also take a gander at Gabido down there on the south edge of the circle. He made it into the zone. He's got great positioning, although he's got Freakers, Korealal, and AG Photo, as well as Galactic Oracle, all who are going to have to come by him on his north side.
Yeah, it looks like Korealal ended up getting himself another car here, so he's going to be maneuvering his way throughout this one in that vehicle. Obviously, one of the few, if not only player to constantly be in a vehicle throughout the game, which is hilarious, but it works out for him.
It definitely gives him freedom of movement, but there is not very much stealth involved with that type of play.
Definitely not. You're going to be heard from a great distance away, and he's just going to be trying to – I feel like he's also trying to lure out shots as well with him being in a vehicle this far into the zone. He's trying to figure out exactly where players might be, and that is an advantage for him if he's in a car and has that decent amount of cover.
Also remember, he's in 4th place overall right now after the first 2 games, and there is a tie, a 14-point spread between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place right now. So his movements and getting 1 kill could be the difference at this point with moving up or staying the same.
You're seeing Oscar being put in a pretty decent spot here. Going to be taking the hill advantage right now. Korealal taking some air jumps, it looks like. Going to be driving himself down the mountain. You're seeing Oscar going to be here in that car. So Korealal going to be hopping out. Oscar going to have the advantage right now. Korealal is going to be in a pretty difficult situation if Oscar ends up trying to find exactly where he might be. Korealal going to be driving himself out of that one. Oscar jumping down this mountain here, trying to see where exactly it might be, but he does take some shots at Korealal, and Korealal has no idea where he is, so Korealal has to try and figure out where he's getting shot from.
That VSS is a very silent and deadly weapon. He had a great vantage point on him, but I do believe Korealal has a great idea of where those shots were coming from at this point. He's giving himself cover using smoke. Never a bad idea at this point of the game. 10 left alive, so many of them moving. Right now, Korealal and Kawhi Oscar are 2 of our only players that are in the play zone, duking it out for solid position right now.
Yeah, Korealal ends up taking some shots here at Kawhi Oscar, but he's also taking some heavy fire back, so He's got to get himself out of this situation. Oscar obviously still has that advantage. Still taking some shots off with the VSS. Going to be trying to hit those. He has a decent amount of bullets here to try and hit one. Going to be not exactly hitting those just quite yet. You're going to be seeing Carrillo. Got to be careful laying down here, though.
Yeah, laying down is always a very dangerous proposition while under sniper fire. But, oh, he looked like he had a great hillside defilade, but it wasn't enough. Kawhi Oscar with that VSS kill on Carrillo.
And that was the player right below him on the leaderboard, Kawhi Oscar, getting that one down. You're seeing Max finally almost getting himself in.
Max is making it.
He's finally getting himself in. He's going to be following the road here. Obviously, get the most speed on the road with the motorcycle. So he's going to be still taking the road here and still taking some damage here. But he actually made it from Georgia Pole to military base without dying. So that's impressive.
That is one heck of a long ride. I do hope he's got enough heals and boosts to take care of the damage done getting there.
Yeah, it seems like he had a decent amount of bandages at that point, but didn't have too much energy drinks or painkillers at that point. So he's going to be still maneuvering this one in a pretty dangerous spot, especially being at this amount of health. One shot by an AR at this point could take you off your bike. So Seam still has a med kit, so he's going to be using that. Had some decent first aid kits and bandages there as well. So
it also does look like he did well looting in Georgia Pole. He's got the level 3 vest, a level 2 helmet. He's got a SCAR, a Car 98. He's in good position as far as his loot and equipment getting into the zone right now. But he's got a lot of work to do to catch up on the kills and get some of those extra points to put himself back up on the board. Remember, Max D is only in 7th place, so he is in contention, but he's got to get to work.
Yes, he definitely got to start killing people. You saw Carrillo already die right now, so that was the 4th place player dropping. So he has a chance to get himself above him at this point. If Carrillo doesn't end up having too many kills, it seems like I think he only had maybe 1 at that point, if not 0. But you're going to see an Oracle on your screen in a buggy trying to drive himself into the zone as well. Going to be seeing a player on the top of the mountain who's going to be Lobo Blast. Going to be hanging out in this building right now. Oracle going to be driving up to it, so there might see some action between these two players. Lobo Blast already getting a kill this game. Obviously, we saw on K-Blast. So
coming right in the front door. Lobo Blast is ready and waiting for him.
And he just drives right into him, but he doesn't take the shots right there when he could have. And unfortunately, he will just end up driving out of that one. Oracle will just end up getting easily out of that.
That's a heartbreaker. Those shots, had they been on, would have been fatal.
Yes, he was driving head on too. That was a pretty, I would say, pretty easy shot to hit, and unfortunately ends up missing that one. You're seeing Oscar at the top of this hill in a very solid advantage in the zone. Going to be seeing Oracle taking a bit of damage here, though, so he's going to have to try and figure out a way to heal here.
Oracle's still taking shots from Lobo Blast with that VSS from the distance.
You're seeing most of these players in the zone now. Going to be just Gabido and Freakers not in the zone at this point, so going to be seeing if they end up doing that. Freakers had a boat, I believe, throughout this experience. So
Freakers is heading straight up into Gnarls Barkley in the southern edge of the circle, whereas Gabido is kind of open and clear in the southwest.
Yeah, we're seeing a Lobo Blast on your screen now. Got to try and figure out a decent spot for him to be in. There's a lot of hills and a lot of advantage for people to be above him, so he's got to be careful maneuvering his way around this place. But he's still in the zone, so he doesn't have to worry about that too much. Still seeing Oscar has the hill advantage easily here, so he's going to be in a very solid spot moving forward.
Now remember, Lobo Blast was taking shots at Galactic Oracle, who is still not healed up, so I'm guessing he's out of first aids at this point. Kawhi Oscar with the command position at the top of the tower, but they are going to be all coming up to him. Everybody knows that that is the spot that you want if it's in the circle there. That high ground is invaluable, especially with the amount of assault rifles and snipers that are floating around this board right now.
Absolutely. Having that advantage is going to be insane for him. You're going to see J-Man Idol taking on Max D here shortly. You're going to be Max D's in a solid spot to be in right now because obviously he hears the footsteps, he hears the doors opening. So J-Man Idol is going to be kind of maneuvering throughout this unexpectedly and not expecting anyone to be in here. He's going to be slowing his movement down, but Max D going to know that this player is going to be approaching him shortly. You're going to see the door open, so he's going to be pre-firing this and he's going to take that down. Unfortunately, loses that fight to J-Man Idol actually, so J-Man will be taking that one down.
J-Man with that quick reaction, over at about 10% of his health left after that. That was pretty hairy for him. But it just goes to show that a little bit of movement with accurate fire always counts more than standing still with even more accurate fire.
Exactly. So we're going to be seeing Oscar, obviously, in the advantage we saw earlier, in an insanely good spot. He had a VASS and a Groza, so he's in an insanely good spot right now. Seeing Oracle, we did confirm he does not have any meds at all. Not even bandages, so he is kind of stuck at that health throughout the rest of this game, unless he's able to take a quick kill here and there. But at this point in time and at this point in the game, it's going to be hard to take quick kills, quote-unquote, and be able to take their items. Obviously, a lot of these guys are going to have level 2, level 3 stuff at this point, so it's going to be a lot harder to take those kills down. Going to be seeing Gnarls Barley on your screen right now, right on the edge of the zone, southern edge of the zone as well, with 8 remaining.
Interesting pick with the double 5.56, the M16 with the 900 meters per sec or feet per second fire rate is always good for medium range, but not really seeing much for long range snipes out of that setup.
And this is a pretty interesting zone to end up being in the last. You're going to see like half of Nova, or pretty much all of Nova in the zone, and then half of a large hill in this one as well.
Gnarls Barkley's got his eyes on Freakers. He knows that he's there. He has zero compunction about somebody being in that compound where Freakers is at. He knows that they're going to have to move right there on the edge of the blue. We've got 5 players outside of the circle now, only 3 left inside of it. A lot of relocating about to happen.
Yeah, and a lot of these players have to go very far north, so it's going to be pretty awkward for them to figure that one out. Freakers still trying to figure out what he wants to do in this southern part of the zone. He does have to get moving very shortly, though. Obviously, only have a minute before the next zone starts moving, and it totally does seem like Gnarls knows he's there.
Gnarls, I wonder how long he's going to wait there for him to move.
Yeah, you don't end up wanting to lose your advantage at this point. You're seeing Lobo Blast sees a player on his screen, though. He's going to be seeing him drop as well.
Lobo Blast has got the shots on oh my gosh, on Gravido.
Gabido ends up dropping to very low health there, but he has no idea where he's being shot from. So he's going to lay down right in the middle of the open. Yeah,
that VSS is just so deadly, so silent.
Yes, it's hard to figure out where silent shots are coming at you in this game as well. It's pretty hard to figure out exactly where it might be coming from.
Well, there went our tournament leader right now in 8th place. Gabido is out. He's still got another game to cement that lead, though.
Yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about. The top players can completely change drastically in this one. You saw Korea Lol dropping. You saw Gabido dropping already. AG Photo and Freakers are still both alive, I believe, at this point.
It looks like Gnarls Barley actually broke off contact with Freakers in his compound and allowed Freakers to get that rotation to the north and the east, allowing him to get in the zone safely. Incredible movement right there.
And Oracle right next to a crate here, but at a very low health. He's pretty much at a do-or-die point. He doesn't have any meds, and he's still taking shots from the hill from Oscar. You're seeing Oscar ends up taking him down.
Galactic Oracle down by another VSS pop from Kawhi Oscar. He has been doing work with that VSS this game.
Yeah, that distance on that shot was insane from Oscar. So nice shooting from him to get that last shot on Oracle. Going to be seeing an uncontested crate at that point. Now, if anyone else is near it, they could easily take that one. Seeing Lobo Blast.
I don't know if I would say easy with Kawhi Oscar up there on the high perch with that VSS and sniper. He is, everything
dangerous.
within eyeshot of him is a risky play right now.
Definitely, and you're going to be seeing Gnarls going next to Lobo Blast here. Both are going to be really close to each other. Neither of them seem to know exactly where each other are, but Gnarls is going to be slowly going up the hill, but changes his direction again. You're seeing Lobo Blast taking the fight first and takes it.
Lobo Blast turns and looks behind him at the last second. Perfect timing. I'm guessing he heard a little bit of footstep behind him to get that shot out.
Yeah, and Lobo Blast in round 1 and round 2, both placing at 100 scores. So he is in second to last at this point. This game could be a huge turnaround for him if he's able to get first place. He already has 3 kills right now. So if he's able to take this one back and get himself to first place, he could launch himself up into nearly the top 5 at this point. So he'd be in a very solid spot if he's able to do that.
Well, with only 5 left to go, he's got at least a 20% chance at this point, if not more. So let's see what he can do at this point.
Yep, obviously going to be moving up.
It does appear that the circle is pushing everybody up the hill.
That's good for Oscar. Oscar obviously already had that positioning up there, so he's going to be in a pretty good spot moving forward here.
He's got that VSS spot locked down right now.
Yeah, and he's going to be still hanging out up there. Obviously, has been in the spot for most of the game, most of the later game, that is. So he's going to be in a really solid spot. You're seeing AG Photo on your screen right now with that M24. He's lethal with that, so it's got to be careful for other players to be around, but you're seeing Oscar still getting that zone advantage.
Still has the zone, still has the mountaintop. Everybody has to continue moving his direction.
And that's just a solid spot for him to be in, and there's no real threats around him to be pushing up the mountain. It's just, at this point, you don't really want to push up the mountain because you know there's going to be a player at that up at the top.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So it's going to be dangerous for those two. You're going to be seeing AG Photo and the J-Man Idol and the northern side of the zone. Going to be seeing if AG Photo finds any action. Seeing J-Man Idol kind of lurking around this edge of the zone as well. So both players are going to be playing the edge. 5 players remaining now. Going to be going into one of these last zones here. This is going to be phase number 5. So going to be taking a little more damage from the storm. So these players are going to make sure they're going to go right into the zone. Don't want to take that damage at all. Going to be seeing if they're able to go anywhere with this. Seeing AG Photo still in a very decent spot, obviously, with the M24, and we saw the shots he's been able to hit with that. Seen a lot of these players just kind of hanging out, though. J-Man Idol with a Car 98. Probably one of the strongest non-crate guns in the game, considering how, if you're very efficient and very effective with it, it could just absolutely demolish players.
J-Man Idol seems very content with this position right here on the edge of the circle inside the building. It's very interesting to see how he is very comfortable sitting where he is on the inside. Meanwhile, we have other players like Freakers over here who is just out in the middle of the open, hoping that nobody's around him to see him, because he's got to move right through the middle of it.
Yeah, all players are going to start moving now. You do see the zone is shrinking a little bit, so Lobo Blast got to get away from the zone before he takes any more damage. Going to be using that energy drink we see on the bottom, so he's going to be a little bit more movement speed and getting some health all the way back to full health here. Going to be easily able to get himself into the zone as well. Seeing the Freakers on the right-hand side. Going to be kind of laying down and laying low for this top 5 finish here.
Lobo Blast doesn't realize that moving in on this kind of a rotation to the short side of the circle is going to bring him right in on Freakers. It's also going to expose him to Kawaii Oscar up on the hillside on his left. So it's a dangerous, dangerous rotation that he's looking at right now.
And he ends up finding a dead body on the floor right there. So that's got to be even more scary because you have no idea where this guy could have died from. So he's got to be he's going to be in a pretty difficult spot, figuring a way out of that one and trying to figure out exactly where that player might be. But you're seeing a couple of these players in a pretty close vicinity with each other now.
And again, J-Man Idol just holding down the corner of that building, using that hard cover while AG Photo plays outside and in the open, drawing fire out, trying to get shot at a little bit is what I'm guessing here. He's got those quick reactions on that M24, so I don't think he's afraid of taking shots.
Absolutely not. You're seeing J-Man Idol does see a player on your screen. It looks like they both end up seeing each other, so he's going to be taking the first shot on AG Photo, not hitting that one. He's got to be careful peeking again because we know AG Photo has the M24 and could demolish him, but both players in a pretty similar spot here, both just trying to find the shot on each other. AG Photo already moving at this point, and now J-Man Idol has to locate where he went. Going to be trying to
still doesn't have eyes on him. Looks like that timing was just perfect for AG Photo's moves. J-Man Idol taking a hit, but he's also taking them from more directions than just AG Photo. It looked like some of those shots were coming from up the hill. Kawaii Oscar trying to get some hits on him with that. What is he using now? The AUG. Looks like he picked up one of those care packages.
Yeah, so he's going to be using the AUG with a red dot from the very top of the hill, trying to take some shots down at these players. It's going to be a pretty hard situation to be in, but he's going to be taking some shots at AG Photo. He has a lot of ammo, but he's still taking some shots back, so he's got to be careful. Both of these players we know do have very good snipers in their hands, so if any one of them or either one of them are able to take these shots off, he'll be in a dangerous spot. But you're seeing the VSS shots coming out from Oscar now. We saw him being lethal with the Oracle, and now hitting another
one
shot.
hit on him, but only that 9mm doesn't do that much damage on the one shot.
That's why the VSS is not regarded as one of the best snipers, but if you have full auto on it as well, so it's pretty solid to have in your inventory.
Lobo Blast is incredibly low on health right now. I'm guessing that he is out of heals or he'd be using them. There it is. He just healed up. Lobo Blast having taken shots from Freakers is my guess. And there goes J-Man Idol. AG Photo got the position on him. Was invisible as J-Man Idol pushed up that hill and right into his death.
And Lobo Blast ends up finding the kill on Freakers there as well. Freakers has no idea where he was, so Lobo Blast going to be securing a top 3 finish now.
Serious work so far. Got a heck of a high kill count, and the higher he goes in position, the more points he gets for each one of those kills.
Yeah, and Oscar's been in a solid spot throughout this entire game pretty much. He's always had the advantage. AG Photo does know where he is, so he's not in the best of spots, but if AG Photo is able to hit this headshot, that will be the death of Oscar. So he's got to be careful. AG Photo has some very solid meds here still, and Lobo Blast got to get himself into the zone as well.
It appears that AG Photo is spotted by Kawaii Oscar as well, so this is going to be a back-and-forth sniper, VSS versus M24.
Yep, and when Lobo Blast just kind of got the odd man out in this situation, probably happier with the fact that these two are fighting it out, and he knows exactly pretty much where at least one of them is. You can hear the M24, obviously, but he doesn't know where Oscar might be just yet. Seeing AG Photo still trying to take these shots off. Oscar doing the same. Going to be seeing him maneuver his way around as well. Lobo Blast going to be quickly approaching on to.
It looks like Lobo Blast is going to push Kawhi Oscar at this point and go for the high ground, or at least the nearby high ground.
Yeah, and if Oscar's just scouting out the area, see if any other players are in his quick vicinity. Doesn't look like he ends up seeing Lobo Blast. He's covered by that cliff right there, so he won't end up seeing him on the edge. Lobo Blast going to be in a pretty decent spot moving forward. Zone is going to be shrinking in 5 more seconds, so obviously these players have to get going here shortly. Seen Oscar still in a decent spot, but now finally the zone will not be in his advantage. AG Photo actually has the zone advantage now.
AG Photo is holding it down. I think it's going to be easier for Lobo Blast to circle back towards AG Photo along the south and eastern edge of that circle, whereas Kawhi Oscar has just got to run down that mountain straight into both opponents. Lobo Blast coming right up on an opponent at this point. Whether he knows it or not, I don't know.
And he immediately starts walking here. Going to be making sure he's trying to figure out exactly where the opponent might be. Lobo Blast going to be surveying his surroundings. He's going to be right on the edge of the zone here. So he's going to be seeing if he finds it. It'll be the player AG Photo on his quick side. But you see Oscar taking the VSS shots. Now being a nuisance.
Oscar is not wasting any time. So Lobo Blast comes down the hill and finds some cover. And AG Photo is waiting.
Yep. AG Photo just laying down and making sure he secures that one. That'll be Lobo Blast's third place finish, which is actually very solid for him. He had 4 kills in that one, so going to be seeing now AG Photo versus Oscar. Saw this battle been going on pretty much the entire last 8 minutes or so. Going to be going against these heroes. You see AG Photo does see Oscar.
Oscar has got to run through some wide open space. He is spotted, but I do believe he also knows where AG Photo is.
Yeah, he does end up seeing the players, so both are going to be taking shots at each other. You're seeing AG Photo getting the last kill.
And there it went with the head. AG Photo pulling it out. Kawhi Oscar had to move. 100% that last one came down to the circle, if you ask me.
Yeah, AG Photo with another 4 kills. Oscar with 3 as well. So top 3 all finishing with very solid kills. 4 kills for first, 3 for second, and another 4 for Lobo Blast, who unfortunately didn't have a very solid first and second game. Had a really good third game so far. So if he's able to do something in the 4th game, still has a decent chance to get himself back up into that spot. But you see AG Photo with another chicken dinner back-to-back.
AG Photo, 2 chicken dinners. This time another, 3 kills on this
4
one?
kills. Yeah.
4 kills on this one. That is going to solidly put him back up into the lead, if you ask me. But it's still going to be anybody's game up towards the top.
Yeah, considering, so AG Photo gets about 350-ish points from that one, so he's going to put himself in a decent spot. Gabido obviously only getting a 137 for that round. Died pretty early, did have 1 kill, I believe, but he didn't have the bestest score to report in that one, so you're going to be seeing Gabido or AG Photo with this going to be next score, probably projecting himself into first place with that one. Going to be in a pretty decent spot moving forward.
Look what happened with Lobo Blast from all the way at the bottom, moving up towards the top 5.
Yeah, and exactly what I thought would happen. Getting over 300 for that round, which is solid. Placement for first place is 300, and himself getting third place, getting himself to 300 still very solid. And Sandhawk is a map that could totally turn it around. But we're going to be going into the replays of that round. Obviously, a lot of action going on to that mid to late game, and a lot of early action.
Oh, that Mini 14.
Yeah, K-Blast obviously taking down Young Lion, had the height advantage right there, doing pretty well for himself, and we saw
that
this player
wide
stuck.
Open. Again, SKS on Itchy Vegeta, just nowhere to run.
Yeah, Creole in the vehicle, just a casual thing we normally see from him, and healing up a little bit, but he unfortunately, at that point, you feel like he has an advantage from his opponent. Didn't think he was really going to be able to take any shots.
I remember that one. Kawhi Oscar had an incredible shot. I don't believe that Kirill thought he was able to be hit at that point, but he was still exposed just the slightest amount.
Yeah, and this is where Gabido thought he was in a safe spot, but the VSS obviously pretty powerful in situations like that.
We saw a few VSSs this one, and that VSS, the biggest power that it has in a situation like that is not letting Gabido know exactly where he's being shot from.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just the power of VSSs. We normally don't see them that often in later rounds or later games at all. A lot of them will mostly have snipers or really solid like marksman rifles like the SLR, like the SKS, something of that sort later in the game. But we're going to be looking at the top 10 leaderboard now that round 3 is finished. So look at that, AG Photo.
AG Photo pulling out the top. Gabineau still hanging in there, though, even with an early demise.
And now you're seeing third and fourth dropping down a little bit, about 122 points from second to third. Freaker in third. Going to be seeing Oscar in fourth now. Korealol in fifth place. It's still pretty far behind from the first place finish, but has a chance at doing it. Lobo Blast getting himself up to sixth from almost last. So nicely done from him. Gnarls in sixth. Gnarls in seventh. J-Man Idol in eighth. And Max D ninth. K-Blast coming in 10th, and you're seeing the bottom four pretty close as well.
Also, keep an eye on Kawhi Oscar here. Remember, he got a third place in our first game and then a second place in this third game. So he's got a couple of top 3 finishes right here that's putting him right close to the top. We've got 10 points that separate the third and fourth position here.
Yeah, and that's going to be insanely close for those two. Freakers hasn't had the best round 2, round 3 showing. Could see something different coming out for round number 4. See if he gets anything else different. But obviously, we're going to be seeing Sandhawk coming in for round number 4. That's going to be really exciting. The smallest map in PUBG now. Going to be a lot of action, and we're probably going to see an action mid, early, and late game.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We're looking at Sandhawk now. All the rules are out the window. We're going from, what is it, an 8x8 kilometer board down to a 4x4 kilometer board. No matter how many players we have in this game, they're going to get in contact, and they're going to get in contact early.
Yeah, last week when we saw the Sandhawk map coming in a boot camp right in the middle of the zone, right in the middle of the map, we saw about 4 or 5 players landing boot camp. So might be seeing something like that again. Obviously, the zone is pretty much the entire map. At that point, if you're in a 4x4, the first zone will pretty much be in the entire map. So you have a lot of options to try and choose from where you're going to be starting your drop. We're going to see probably Gabineau changing up. I think he changed his strategy up a little bit for round number 3. Didn't end up just flying for a decent amount, getting himself into a decent spot. He ended up dropping kind of early, and you said that didn't really work out for him. So seeing if he changes it up again back from round number 4, and seeing if any of the other players are able to get himself into a solid spot. But we're going to be going into a break right into round number 4. So we will see you guys in just a few short moments. Thank you for coming by. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to the Esports Arena inside the Luxor Hotel and Casino inside of Las Vegas, Nevada. I am Troy Welling. Of course, joined alongside me is Michael going in to round number 4. Very, very excited to see this action coming in. This is going to be Sandhawk. This is going to be quick-paced.
I am excited for Sandhawk as a PUBG Xbox player myself. We just got Sandhawk dropped on us, and I can't play enough of it. But the one thing I do know most about it is that it's a completely different game than Air Angle and Miramar.
Yeah, being half the size of the other maps is going to be a huge difference, especially to the players dropping. You're going to see in Gabido's, obviously, his strategy won't really work on Sandhawk. You saw him pretty much dropping near the edge of the zones, but taking a lot longer of a drop to make sure he's in a safe spot in the zone. But pretty much the entire map will be in the zone here, so he can't really choose to go somewhere far away and still try and get decent loot, because other players are going to have the same option as well.
Oh, yeah. Plus, there's going to be higher concentrations of drops here. Even though we've got a shorter field than we do a full one, you're still going to see a lot more early contact on this board than we have on the others. Notwithstanding Game 3 with the military base island circle,
right,
which always drives people closer together when you know where it's going to be. This is going to be very similar to that. It's going to be fast-paced, and I'm expecting to see at least 4 to 5 kills within the first circle or two.
Absolutely, yeah, especially in somewhere like Boot Camp, where we saw last week about 4 or 5 players dropped alone. So that is going to be a highly contested area. Going to be seeing a lot of those players go there. Korea Lol pretty much going to go there, I'm assuming, just by the other drops I've seen from him. He drops right into the middle of the zone, right on the heated spots. He's looking for early action, so interesting to see if he's going to do the same thing again. But you're going to be seeing these zones going to be in the complete northern side of this map as well. So a lot of the south side, a lot of the good areas are not going to be anywhere near.
The ruins, Sanmi, Camp Charlie, Painan, all a little bit too far outside. Also, if you notice the flight path taking you past Camp Alpha and Kampong, all of these pretty well cut out unless you want to do some loot and scoot. Paradise Resort, Cow, Tatmuk, Boot Camp, these are all in play and definitely going to be popular at this point.
Yeah, interesting to see not many people dropping too early on that side of the island, but you're going to be seeing just about 3 of them going to be choosing to locate themselves over there. Going to be seeing a lot of other players spreading themselves out, seeing not as much action in a boot camp, it seems like. Seems like a lot of players are avoiding it because they think there's going to be other action there, and it seems like nobody's going there. So all those players are going to be missing out, and Paradise Resort going to be intense. It looks like 5 or 6 players there now.
Definitely one of my favorite drops in the area besides the ruins. And let me tell you, that Paradise Resort has some great shot angles, some great loot. That will kick off and kick off quickly.
Yeah, and obviously starting out with 5 or 6 players right now, you're going to be seeing 2 of them dropping already. The other 3 or 4 are going to be at a pretty awful advantage. You see Korea Lol dropping into the heated spot, of course. You're going to be seeing Gnarls Barley and Max D coming in there shortly as well.
Notice how Max D saw Gnarls Barley and Korea Lol dropping here, and he decided to take a safe track on the outside of the building and approach on foot using his ears to advance.
You see the amount of loot right there. Oh, Korea Lol taking down an early kill again on Gnarls. So Gnarls dropping down already.
Barley taking it from an AK about 20 feet away. Early drop, Korea Lol getting an early boost.
And you saw the amount of loot in Korea Lol's area alone. There's like 6 or 7 ARs in this area, so he is in a very nice spot moving forward. He's going to be figuring out exactly what he wants to pick up from here. Going to be at a pretty looted spot. He's going to be just kind of running around. It seems like he has an abundance of options, so he has nothing really short to worry about here.
There's one thing he is not short on, and that is choices.
Yeah, he's going to be taking the M16 or the M4 here, obviously, because of the attachments. Going to be going with that one moving forward. Still doesn't have any backpack or vest, so he can't really carry too much. Hopefully, seeing if Gnarls had anything of the sort. He did have a level 2 helmet, but he's not going to be able to take that. Still low on loot, or low on like backpack wise, so he still needs to find one of those. But there's an abundance of loot around him, so once he finds a backpack, he will be totally set for the rest of the game.
And we've got BJam and Galactic Oracle both hanging out in Cow. Cow is not a very large town, so the chances of them running into each other are pretty big. definitely within the next minute or two, I expect to see them in contact. Max D is advancing into Paradise Resort, where Korealal has taken ownership. Freakers is not very far outside of there, but otherwise, the rest of our competitors are all scattered around the outside of the play zone again.
Yeah, you saw ZC Hatch at the absolute southern city in Sandhawk, so he's going to be a very far distance away. He's going to have a lot of ground to cover and try and figure out if he's going to do that. But you're seeing Max D approaching Korealol here, seeing if he's going to go for a fight, and it looks like he's ready for one.
Max D has spent most of his drops so far on the outskirts of the town. He has been doing hunting.
And he has a level 3 vest and a suppressed QBZ as well, so he's in a pretty solid spot. But he's going to be taking some shots here. Korealol taking him down right there again.
Korealol with that same angle, that same spot.
But he also didn't have a backpack on him, so Korealol can't really take too much off of this. But he has a level 2, so Korealol did end up finding one. Seems like he might just be going with a solo M4 here. Don't know if he is going to try and pick up another gun, but it doesn't seem like he is really willing to pick anything else up.
Well, whether he knows it or not, he's got plenty of time. He's got plenty of space. The nearest enemy is going to be nearest competitor is going to be about what 200-300 meters away from him at this point, and there's nothing but good stuff over at the Paradise Resort.
Yeah, and he still has a decent amount of that area to loot for himself. You're seeing BJam and Galactic Oracle still kind of maneuvering themselves to a game of tag here. Neither one of them are exactly finding each other on that one. K-Blast going to be running himself over to their general area as well. Going to be seeing a couple players around here, but you're seeing Hatch finally maneuvering his way up to AG Photo's location. Seeing Young Lion in the southern part as well. And AG Photo still doesn't really have a vehicle, still trying to find some loot around this area. Could also be pulled up on by ZC Hatch, so he's got to be careful. He still needs to get himself into the zone too, and you're seeing the zone shrinking in 5 seconds.
And at least he's not very far outside of it. AG Photo's got a very short run to get into the zone from the quarry. I think what's going on right now is that there are some more folks like ZC Hatch who's got to get himself all the way back up. That is a long trek.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems like he might have gotten a car at this point or something, but he's just moving quickly, it seems like. So he is just rooming himself away through this map, and he is going to try and figure out how much time he has. He still has another 4.5 minutes before that zone completely shrinks on him. So there's a ton of time to keep moving in this circle, but the Young Lion's still in a pretty difficult situation, too.
Notice Itchy is Vegeta also moving his way northward towards Korealal in the Paradise Resort. He's decided he's going to go and head up to a very, very heavily populated area and see what he can scavenge there.
And that's not the player you want to run into at any point in your game. It's Korealol on fire already with two of the 2 kills dead so far. So that's not the player you really are looking for to fighting early on especially. But he's going to be running into Paradise Resort. Korealol going to be right on the outskirts of it as well. So Vegeta going to be playing this one very carefully, making sure he scouts out the area before he runs in. Korealol seems like he's still just scouting around, trying to look for something. Seems like he did end up picking up a second gun. It might be a shotgun. I can't exactly see what that is, but it looks like a double barrel shotgun.
I believe that's a double barrel, yes.
So it's interesting for him to end up picking up as his secondary. We obviously saw he's had an abundance of other options, so going for that instead is going to be interesting. But you're seeing K-Blast taking out BJam on your screen. And he will drop down to a small amount of health right there, but there's another player around this general area as well. And they got to be careful moving forward. K-Blast going to be just healing himself back up. Going to be taking that kill down. And now 13 players remaining. And the zone is slowly shrinking, but players are going to be trying to maneuver their way around.
It looks like Galactic Oracle is staying up north in town. Paradise Resort is still being contested. We've got Itchy as Vegeta already pushing that attack, trying to find his opponent, knowing there's somebody up here he's got to worry about.
Yeah, he's definitely got to be worried about this general area. You know, Korealol's been taking down bodies here in Paradise Resort, so he's got to be careful. Got to be aware of Korealol's location, still being somewhere around Paradise Resort. He doesn't exactly see any dead bodies on his route, so he might still think this area's maybe been unlooted. Maybe no one is in it currently, but he's going to be running himself around, seeing if he finds any signs or any action of a player. Going to be just kind of scouting around, though. Not seeing any signs of anything, but just seeing Lobo Blast taking down ZC Hatch.
ZC Hatch, unfortunately, goes down again. ZC Hatch been working hard today with that key controller.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I can tell you from first-person experience, that controller is a bit of a disadvantage when you're playing against folks on mouse and keyboard.
Absolutely. There's just a lot more precision and just general movement things that you can do with a mouse and keyboard that's just pretty much impossible to do on a controller.
Yep.
So it is just a huge advantage to have. You're seeing Young Lion here with a motorcycle, going to be driving his way around, hopefully not drifting into the water there.
Almost took himself a tumble.
Yeah, that would have he would have insta died if he went and fell on that one. But you're seeing Vegeta seeing Kriolo taking him down again. So
Kriolo with his third kill of the game already.
this is Kriolo's game, and he's looking for it to be his game. So he's in a very solid spot moving forward. He is in currently 5th place, nearly 300 points down from AG Photo. So AG Photo still has a pretty decent chance to keep that 1st place spot. But Gabido coming in 839 in 2nd, just 70 points around 70 points below him. So he's still got to be careful of that one. Kriolo, 1st place is a bit out of question in this point, but could still easily get himself in the top 3.
I wouldn't say it's out of the question. I don't know if it's a guarantee, but either way, with 3 kills, anything in the top 3 positions is going to boost those kill points.
Yeah,
We've got Loboblast taking shots from Kawaii Oscar up on the hillside. Loboblast going to smoke himself a little bit, see if he can't get down a hill. Kawaii Oscar pushing hard, and Loboblast was exposed around the edge of the tree, takes the shot, goes down quick. Kawaii Oscar with the easy kill.
Yeah, really smart of Oscar to end up pushing on that one instead of waiting that one out and trying to let him his opponent take some meds there. You're seeing AG Photo with a Car 98 putting himself in another great spot.
AG Photo with that sniper again. So far, every game so far, he's had one of those bolt-action rifles putting shots down range.
Yeah, and that's obviously his comfortable gun is having a sniper like that and an M4 as his backup when he's gotten to get in close range battles. You're seeing him being very comfortable with the snipers and using those shots to his full effect, and really hitting those shots pretty much every round. But you're seeing his first phase is going to end here.
Now here's Mr. Aesthetics, who hasn't been having the best run so far today, but he is getting a good position right here, even though he's got AG Photo nearby. He's going to have to move. It looks like AG Photo, Mr. Aesthetics, and Kawaii Oscar are the farthest away from the play zone right now, which is just moving further and further north and east.
And if you're Aesthetics, those are 2 of the players you really don't want to be seeing near you at this point in time. 2 of the top 4 are going to be right next to him. He's going to be pretty scared moving forward with this one. Oscar maneuvering his way around as well. Obviously doing pretty good for himself so far. We see AJ Photo taking back-to-back chicken dinners in the last 2 games. So he's in 1st place right now. Still trying to see if he's able to do that again. Obviously he has a pretty good strategy moving throughout all of these rounds. In pretty good survivability-wise and then winning the last 2. He's going to be moving in this one pretty confidently. Aesthetics maneuvering his way around as well, getting away from Photo. So he's going to be in a smarter position.
AG Photo taking a high perch right here. He's still getting a little bit of looting done on his way into the play zone, but he's got a very good spot. There's nobody off to his west. The only things he has to worry about is Mr. Aesthetics and Kawaii Oscar off to his east, but they look like they got to worry about each other more.
Exactly, and you're going to be seeing Kriolo still hanging out in a Paradise Resort. You're seeing Oracle still hanging out in this small little shack here. Going to be in actually a pretty decent spot here, and if no one runs up on him, he will be in a pretty fine spot moving forward. He's obviously inside the zone as well. We have 10 players remaining, so still a decent amount of the player pool still alive, still looking for a chance to move on forward with this 1st place in the tournament. Going to be seeing K-Blast getting himself to the edge as well, but he's going to be right next to Oracle, but just maneuvering his way right away from him.
I am surprised. I did expect to see a little bit more death, destruction, and carnage right here in the opening round. But hey, you know what? I think this is just going to make it even more insane and exciting coming up the next couple of circles.
Exactly, especially right here. You're going to be seeing Freakers slowly inching his way forward. K-Blast going to be a bush Wookiee at this point, trying to see if he's able to blend in with the bushes and to see if he is able to find any action around him. Going to be seeing Mr. Aesthetics pulling up on Korea Lol, another player he doesn't want to fight as well. Going to be just finding everyone he does not want to see in this game.
Korea is just taking it easy right here in the corner. He is taking it easy at Paradise Resort, waiting until the last minute to move. Whether or not he knows Mr. Aesthetics is here, I don't know. I do believe he hears footsteps that direction because he's paying attention. He's holding it down, but here comes Gabido over on the northeast as well, moving his way into the Paradise Resort.
And that's how we see Creole die a lot, actually, is he puts himself into dangerous situations, ends up being in the middle of two players. But you're seeing Freakers going up right against this player here. K-Blast not going to see each other, and he's just going to stand up, and he's going to take that kill. Freakers, unfortunately, not seeing him.
K-Blast hanging out as a bush Wookie. Freakers just did not see him.
Yeah, that's got to be terrifying to see someone randomly shooting in the bushes. You're seeing Gabido go down to Creole, and I was just about to talk about that.
Still doing work. Gabido was pushing up, but it was a risky push up towards a very populated and dangerous area that Carrillo has been holding down this whole game. That's kill number 4 for Carrillo.
And I was just about to talk about how Carrillo puts himself in pretty dangerous situations, and that's exactly what he might have done right there, but he's still on the edge of the zone here. He's going to be throwing some grenades to try and get himself out of this current situation. Still going to be throwing some grenades, trying to distract someone. You see Aesthetics going to be sitting right in the edge of the zone here, seeing that Carrillo, he knows that Carrillo is on the outside. So this could be the end of Carrillo if Aesthetics is able to find him. And he does see him on his screen, so he's going to be taking some shots. He's unfortunately missing those, and Carrillo is going to be taking them down, but that will be the kill for Aesthetics, and that will be the end of Carrillo.
Mr. Aesthetics, who has been struggling this tournament, taking out one of the front runners.
Yeah, and that's really hard for Carrillo to hit right there. Getting 4 kills right now. You're seeing Young Lion taking down Man Idol, J-Man Idol as well. Another rough performance for Young Lion again, but he's trying to make a name for himself in this last round here. But yeah, Carrillo unfortunately not going to be too happy with that 8th place finish right there, and just really had a solid chance moving forward with that one to get himself in the top, maybe even first place. But you see him going down there. Unfortunately, won't have a chance at getting himself back up. Going to be seeing Oracle on your screen right now, though. Going to be right on the edge of the zone still, maneuvering his way around Cow and seeing if he finds any action. Doesn't seem like he ends up seeing any players as of right now. So he's in a pretty solid spot here moving forward. Zone's going to be closing right now, though.
Absolutely. And Carrillo, with that finish, he gives himself, let's see, he's looking at 8th place, 137 points right there, 20 points per kill times 4, another 80. So he's looking at, what is that, 217 points, which will put him solidly in the top 2 to 3, depending on how everybody else goes here, but not enough to overpass and overtake AG Photo at this point, who is still in the game, who is still pushing towards the circle. He's got the small side of it up on his northwest. He's heading up that way, using some defilade and staying out of sight.
And that seems to be his very solid strategy, of maneuvering through like very like large hills and large mountains and trying to just maneuver through those, getting himself the advantage there. He's obviously going to go to the top of this one to scout this one out, and it seems like he's always putting himself in an advantage pretty much in every map we've seen so far, and that's why he's done so well on Miramar especially. There's so many hills he can get an advantage from, and he does that very efficiently and very effectively.
He's a very expert at using that land defilade. Mr. Aesthetics and Kawhi Oscar are really close to each other, moving in the same direction into the circle behind AG Photo. AG Photo's got the lead on them getting up in there, but he's about to move through some open terrain that is downhill from where his adversaries are going to be coming up. Kawhi, he's in a shooting gallery right now if he doesn't find some good cover right.
And Young Lion could be right in the edge, pretty much right in the middle of the zone, but right on the edge of the map here. So he's actually in a pretty decent spot to move forward with this game and see if he's able to take that first place finish. AG Photo going to be putting himself right in the edge of the zone, putting himself in a really solid spot as well. Seeing Oscar going to have to make his way forward, and you're seeing to his right is going to be Mr. Aesthetics.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a pretty close situation because they both have to get in the zone, but they both might take some shots at each other.
K-Blast and Galactic Oracle both in cow right now, but Mr. Aesthetics and Kawhi Oscar both need to advance into the circle, and it is a wide open circle where they're both heading.
Yeah, and Aesthetics, unfortunately, doesn't see the zone coming in right there, so he's going to end up taking actually a decent amount of damage. He does have to get himself into the zone still, otherwise he's going to bring himself down a lot of health here. You're seeing Oscar on your screen barely getting himself into the zone as well, but both players are going to be pretty close to each other. Aesthetics dropping all the way to half health from that zone, so He unfortunately took a little bit too much damage right there, and he's going to have to use some meds to get himself back up to a normal spot. But Oscar
hit that first aid, got the boost in. Oscar is advancing, though, as if he is expecting contact in this building.
AG Photo taking a nice shot, but this is going to be a close battle between the two. AG Photo actually taking that shot down on Young Lion, but he knows someone's in there, and he's going to be pushed immediately out of that one. Nice push. But Oscar also gets the blow. So Oscar gets the martyrdom onto Aesthetics.
Oh, my
and both
gosh. Cool. Interesting. Incredible ending. Mr. Aesthetics going down. He gets the kill, but goes down to the nade. Incredible martyrdom.
Boom. And you're seeing some Widow play here. K-Blast going to be right next to him. And you're seeing Oracle finally sees that player. K-Blast had no idea.
Oracle was in the crouch. He didn't realize it, and he was shooting into the window still. Missed all of those shots because he was crouched.
And he ends up seeing him play there. K-Blast going to take that one down. So Oracle dropping in third place right there. Going to be seeing a battle between K-Blast and AG Photo again. So AG Photo looking for 3 wins in a row now at this point. Has the Car 98. He's in a solid spot right now. Has the zone advantage as well, and he's only looking for this last player, and I'm pretty sure he knows where he is. But K-Blast can be taking the shots first, and K-Blast taking that one.
Pulling the last game out, but look at that. AG Photo, our #1 position, pulling another second place in the last game.
Yeah, and that'll pretty much solidify him in that first place finish. Seeing Oracle being in third place, and you know, like normal names that we didn't really see in the top 5 normally going to be getting themselves in the top 5 in that game. So that's going to completely shift around the top 5 in general. AG Photo probably going to be pretty happy and pretty solidly in first place in this one, though.
I didn't catch his kill count this time around.
He had 1.
He was still doing his work, paying more attention to that position in this last game, knowing he was solidly in the top, knowing that just a high position was going to be enough to solidify it and make it there. I'm ready to say it. I'm not going to call anything, but AG Photo really pulling it out that last game using smarts and strategy.
Definitely did it very well that game, but we're going to be looking at the replays of the 4th and final map, which was Sandhawk. Obviously, Korea Lol just doing really well on the beginning of the game.
Doing work all game.
Just absolutely nice shots coming in from him, and the peaks were great. The accuracy was spot on. Just unfortunately found himself in a dangerous situation. Just like 3 kills right at the beginning of the game, right to the middle of the game. Was very solid from him. You obviously saw this from K-Blast.
Beautiful camp from K-Blast. Freakers just did not know what hit him right there.
Yeah, and just some solid no-scopes right there coming in from K-Blast, getting that one down, getting himself good loot there as well. You saw Kriel taking down another 4th player here, which was Gabido. And this play right here was hilarious. Making a smart push with that grenade, like getting knocked off the door and ended up going down. And then he got himself to such a low health that the grenade actually ended up killing him.
Yep, you can watch Mr. Aesthetics was down to virtually nothing from Kawaii Oscar in that play before that grenade hit him.
Yeah, just some solid shots coming in from K-Blast right here to get those nice headshots at the very end on to AG Photo as well, securing himself that first place finish.
Single presence of mind to get on to single fire with that QBZ for those final shots as well. That was good. That was very good play by K-Blast.
Yeah, definitely solid plays coming out from all the players here. Sandhawk going to be the last map, so that was the last map of the tournament. So we're going to be seeing exactly how these players are going to be looking moving forward from here. The first 3 do get paid out, so it looks like AG Photo will be taking this one, though.
Absolutely. At this point, we have in our order our #1 player taking home $176 today is AG Photo with 2 chicken dinners, a 2nd place, and a whole lot of beautiful kills. AG Photo, our winner today.
Yeah, just solid play coming in from him again. Last week, that 8-kill game ended up solidifying his spot last week as well. But throughout this week, looking a lot more consistent and getting himself into that first place finish. Here we do have your Monday Mash leaderboard going to be solidifying right here. So this is your first place winner. We obviously just talked about it. AG Photo going to be taking that championship again. Gabido still getting himself 2nd, even after such a poor performance in the 3rd and 4th round with the 2 very solid rounds.
Well, let me tell you, not having a chicken dinner, Gabido seems to be very comfortable in 2nd place, both in games and overall.
Yep.
See if we can move that up next week.
Right, seeing Oscar coming in third. Nice finishes from him as well. K-Blast coming in fourth with that last game by 2 points, beating Freakers out for fourth place. Korea Low coming in fifth just by another 2 points. So those three were very, very close with each other.
4-point spread between fourth, fifth, and sixth place. That is a close match.
Absolutely. And then you have Lobo Blast in seventh, Oracle in eighth, J-Man Idol ninth, Gnarls Barley coming in 10th. But the first three are going to be paid out. So 176 to AG Photo, $80 to Gabido, and then Oscar getting himself $64. So congratulations to all those players. Very nice plays coming out from generally everyone. So
very hard won and hard earned.
Yeah, Gabido surprisingly was, even after the first 2 rounds, was in a very solid spot. Only had 137, 128 in round 3 and 4. So even having those really bad last 2 rounds, the very solid first 2 rounds ended up securing him a second place still.
Absolutely. And honestly, he was pure strategy today. And what we witnessed here is we have AG Photo, who was doing some very good strats, took the top, but he was encouraging that contact, holding on to those bolt action snipers the entire 4 rounds, and really going for those shots every time he had one. Gabido coming in second place, and not by very much, was so much more consumed with strategy, playing that blue, staying outside the play zone, and avoiding contact unless at all necessary. And I think that philosophy was what brought him right back down into second place, because in this format, you've got to find that contact.
Exactly, and that's what he ended up doing as well. But that will be the end of Monday Mash. So we do appreciate everyone coming out and watching here at the arena. Do you have any final thoughts or anything you want to wrap up, or that would be the end?
Honestly, it's a beautiful tournament. It's a beautiful facility. There's always room for more. So if you're in Vegas, get yourself down here. Follow us on Twitter at Esports Arena Las Vegas. Follow us wherever you like.
Yeah, and that will be the end. And we have multiple tournaments throughout the rest of the week, but that will be the end of Monday Mash. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. We do appreciate it. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you back tomorrow for Tuesday Drops.
Take care now.